Good evening and welcome to episode 14 of Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel right here on the Emerald Collective. Journeys Through the Radiant Citadel is published by Wizards of the Coast and I have completely disassembled and reassembled it to suit my own twisted plans. So this is a lot of homebrew based in and around and off, mostly off the Radiant Citadel. My name is Dave Gibson and I'm the Dungeon Master. But first up, we have a few announcements before we start rolling the dice. The Emerald Collective will be hitting the podcast scene very shortly in a matter of weeks now. No Silver Linings, Call of Cthulhu, story set in 1920s Ireland by Mark Corrigan of Shonnock Games, and we can confirm that it is super, super creepy. Yes, a few of us have played it. Believe it or not, we've already started recording season 2, The Era of the Body Snatchers, a grim and claustrophobic story set in Waterford in 1833. After that, we'll be releasing a long-form Dungeons and Dragons 5e podcast, Murder on the Podcast, run by myself in the Starless, called the Starless Twilight. We'll also be starting our very own Patreon, which the first drop is coming in May. Happy to confirm. We'll be offering monthly drops of curious creations and other TTRPG-related delights. Try saying that fast. We've commissioned Emerald Collective community member list to create some cool art for our promo images, which will be ready soon. So stay tuned to our social media accounts to find out more about that. Now let's have a look at the next 7 days in the Emerald Collective. On Tuesday, our Shattered Arc game against the Crimson Queen returns with GM Ben. Following the devastating slaughter of 6 wings by the Iron Blood Legion, the party must escort the survivors, mostly children, the elderly, and the infirm to the realm. That's a lot of human shields. That's okay. It's fine. It's like you can push them into the traps. It'll be fine. They're NPCs. Doesn't matter. To the safety of the mountains. However, the journey will be a dangerous one through the lightless labyrinthine tunnels of the Underhollow. That's Tuesday. So we've nothing Friday, we've nothing Sunday, but we do have heirs to the hand with our very own GM Craig over there in pursuit. That's back on Thursday. And in pursuit of the Order of the Purifying Flame, the party has found themselves deep underground with nothing but the occasional trail marker to confirm their route as they move through a series of tunnels rich with highly explosive cloud rock. That sounds fun. The party realizes they aren't alone as a large monstrosity imitating a sizable crystalline growth drops its disguise. And attacks Kyra. What other wonderful things lie in wait for the party in the rock beneath their home? Join us next Thursday and find out in episode 14 what dwells below. Now, big thanks and of course much love to our Technomancer Christian, who is Lord and Master of the Tech Dungeon, for keeping us on the air and looking sharp, and of course fireballing the trolls and goblins like fun to sometimes find their way into chat to bother us. Thank you, Christian. And if you'd like to show your appreciation to the man behind the curtains, ones and zeros, you can scroll down the page where you'll find the Tip the Technomancer button and drop him a few bob. Please do, because he's brilliant. Our appreciation goes out to our Twitch mods. If they're in there, I am not paying attention. Anyway, because we love them, and they are the fastest fingers in the West when the banhammer is required. So, all of the maps you see on It's a Map are, oh God, I'm going to start again. I'd like to thank, as always, Kate from It's a Map for, I tried to ad-lib there and it fucking didn't work. I'd like to thank, as always, Kate from It's a Map for creating some of the maps you'll see on this stream. You can find Kate over on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook on It's a Map I/E. Please give her a follow, and if you're looking for a battle map, I believe she's open. She's actually really busy with her Patreon maps now, and they're looking pretty awesome. So but she might take your commission if she's feeling not too stressed, because I just fired a load of maps at her today. All of the music you hear on this stream is from Tabletop Audio. Death by Map. You can find them right there in the Roll20 jukebox. Tabletop Audio, they're brilliant. When he's not fighting the forces of evil with us, you can find our very own Ryan over on twitch.tv/DRange Rhino. For all kinds of mischiefs, he plays various games from first-person shooters to platformers. Everyone is welcome, and if you haven't already, please give this wonderful human a follow, and if you can afford it, a sub over on Twitch. And I do believe you're streaming Baldur's Gate 3 with some of the Emerald Collective community. Ryan, how's that going? How did it go on Monday?
They've actually calmed down quite a bit. I don't know why, but they have. I'm worried about the chaos they're about to bring, though.
Yeah, the calm before the storm.
Yeah, it kind of feels like that. We've also lost.
There's a lot of day action happening there, Ryan. Are you not here like you're being the best boy ever?
I just stand by and watch, and then get them out of shit when they get into it. You know,
wouldn't melt.
Yeah, like I'm a good boy. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, we're just about to enter the crash. So yeah, that should be fun.
I think I'm just trying to fight my way out of the crash now, actually. So that was chaos.
Yeah.
People were asking me like, what, like, why I was talking to Stephen last night, and they were asking me why I brought Lizelle there. I was like, well, she's part of the story. Why would you not bring her? So I had to level her up out of the camp, and then brought her in. And anyway, this is not a Baldur's Gate 3 discussion, so I should probably shut the fuck up. Yeah, cool.
Also, spoilers, I haven't gotten to any crash yet.
Okay, yeah. It's good.
But I'm a very slow player, so I acknowledge it.
So am I.
Fair.
Okay, cool. Finally, you can influence the game directly from chat. So if you've ever wanted to help out a player by offering them healing or giving maybe a player or even the DM the benefit of a one-use boon spell, you can do exactly that. Scroll down and check out our About page for all the details, and please remember to state in chat who you would like to receive your boon, lest it go ungranted. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's meet our heroes. First up tonight, I'm going to start with Paddy.
Hello, everybody. Paddy here, and I'm playing Film Fontaine, a rotund, ginger-haired, fastidious little creature who is currently very wet. He's not too concerned because he has a gelatinous stomach, and he's hoping to help him float to safety.
All right. Ooh. I thought that was someone's stomach. Okay, cool. I don't know if anyone else heard that. Next up, we'll go with Ryan.
Hi guys, I'm Ryan, as you know by now, and also Deranged Rhino, which I fucked up my intro this time for a change. I will be playing Phoenix Valley. He is a fairy wizard from the Fey Realm, and he has some interesting tricks up his sleeve, one of which they saw last time where he built his own building from nothing.
I thought you were going to talk about that time you flew into the stomach folds of Bloated Ghoul and cast Shatter. That's a pretty good one.
There's some things that should be forgotten, and that's one of them.
Yeah, that Shatter turned into shitter anyway. But okay, thanks, Ryan. Let's go with Tom next.
Hi, Tom. I'm Reprobate Gamer on all the socials, and for this, I am playing Torvig, who's our Minotaur Ranger, black-skinned, slightly discoloured at the minute, and trying to remember how to do the swimming thing.
The swimming thing, yeah, it's a kind of you either learn it.
I have heard of this swimming thing. I believe it is one hoof in front of the other. Let's work this one out.
Isn't it a thing about cows that they're incredibly hard to drown? They are actually very good swimmers.
Torvig actually has a swim speed, so he's fine.
Oh, there you go. It's true.
I think that's why aliens just abduct him instead of.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay, let's go. Let's move on to Craig.
Hey everyone, I'm Craig, and I'm Craig on all the socials. But tonight I will be playing Andira Othanar, a Shadakai Hexblade Warlock from the Shadowfell, and in this crazy mixed-up place where we're about to drown in a world full of undead. She's just trying to listen for the guiding voice of the Raven Queen, and right now all she hears is water.
Okay, thank you very much. Kira, you're up next.
Hi, I'm Kira. I'm playing Hethar. She is the Aluskan human fighter. Violence is usually her answer to most things, but right now she can't swim. This is going to be her second time in the water. She's not happy.
Thank you very much, Kira. Before we go to Keith, I just want to go to our chat there. And it's a map IRE. Kate says cows are apparently great swimmers.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
That they're moved to islands in Ireland in the summer months, and they are hoofed off the boat and swim in.
Yes, that's right.
Cows are very good at swimming.
Cowabunga. Okay, cool. Moving on. Keith, you're up last. Not but not least.
You're going to let me follow up the cowabunga pun, like. What am I supposed to do with that? Hello,
you are a tabaxi on a fucking flying plank, so it could be meowabunga.
I did just discover that my tabaxi called Nira. My name is Keith. I have a tabaxi called Nira, not in my pocket, but in a game. And apparently they do have a floating plank in their pocket, so they should be all right. But they are still a cat in the water and has just recently died. So all right. Were looking up until they fell into the water. So, as Dave would say, Nira, my God, to thee.
Indeed.
Or maybe Dave has already said that. I think maybe we're still.
Not yet. No, I haven't made that recurring pun yet in the stream, but it's early. Yeah, give me a chance. Okay, I have just I have a Rolodex in my head, and I'm sure I've trotted a load of them out many times. Anyway, let's go ahead and run through a quick recap of what happened in the last game. So, Having fled the world of Hethar on a strange craft in a hidden cave deep in the mountains, an undead army hot on their heels. Our heroes arrived on the Radiant Citadel in the deep ethereal, a refuge for the displaced and lost. While they were immediately welcomed by the community, one of the ruling council, the wizard Nob, ascertained that the son of the Graven King, a powerful undead entity at the head of the massive army of the dead, had attached some sort of scrying focus to their escape craft, thus granting him the ability to locate the citadel in the ethereal. And this was not a good thing. So, agreeing to make the trip to the island of Garthas, the supposed birthplace of the son of the Graven King, the party had been tasked with retrieving any and all information relating to the source of his power and return, so the council can form a plan to defend the citadel from the imminent attack. Now, arriving in the island of Garthas, the party attracted the attention of Shazastar, one of several malevolent entities left in place by the son of the Graven King to protect any traces of his past. While battling his undead minions on a bridge in an attempt to seek out his lair, the volcano at the center of the island erupted, sending town-sized rock and debris hurtling down upon them, destroying the bridge and landing them in the fast-flowing river. So, before we kick off, does anyone know the difference between stalagmites and stalactites, and does it really matter when they're both falling from the sky at high speed? Will Shazastar have the time now to take in a play or command his army of zombies to perform a choreographed dance routine for him now that our heroes have lost precious hours? And has GM Dave spent the last few weeks trying to figure out how to make Phoenix's familiar moo into the BBEG? There's only one way to find out. Let's play some D&D. Okay.
Yeah. That's you assuming he's not.
Yeah, well, yeah.
It's the double bluff just to make us think he's not.
Well, it would be great if the DM finds out that his BBG is not actually the BBG. One of the players is. I'm here for that all day, every fucking day. Okay, cool. As the sky is any trace of sunlight and blue skies are completely covered by the roiling ash cloud and these fiery meteors falling from the sky, just ejected from this massive volcano. You can hear the cracks of thunder, and you can see lightning now as you look up, crackling down through the clouds into the volcano itself. As the bridge explodes, you're hearing it. You're completely deafened as you're thrown from the ruined stone supports that used to house the bridge. And as you fly through the air, rocks just shooting past you, left, right, and straight down. You just all land in this fast flowing, almost purely acidic river now. As it's got so much volcanic material in it, you begin to just flow down with this fast flowing current. Can I get everyone to roll me a d12, please? And I'm going to start. Someone's already done it. Has someone already done it? No. Okay, let's start with... So let's go on the Twitch stream. Oh,
shoot. Mine's going through.
That's okay. I swear this is the first time this has happened. So that's a 4 on a d12. So you're going to land in the dead center of this. You're going to land at 4 o'clock. Where are you? Andira, so I'm going to put you about there. That's about 4 o'clock. And I'm going to do this from the center as you are thrown. So we say that little fire thing there is a center. And you're thrown from the bridge. Okay, next up, let's go with Phelan Fontaine. What have we got?
Here we go.
That's a 7. Just 7 o'clock. You're about the same on the other side. And we said that's more of a 7 there. That's kind of more of a 4 there. Okay, cool. Phoenix Valley, you're flying. Can I get you to make an acrobatics check, just to try and avoid these falling boulders and rocks, please?
Can I argue that it's athletics because I'm trying to outrun it rather than dodge it?
You can argue for that, and I will allow it.
That's a 15.
That's a 15. This music is way too happy for falling.
Where's that?
Copyright.
We're gonna need a bigger bridge.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So that was a 15. Okay, so I'm gonna say for this round, you managed to stay flying and avoiding those falling boulders. You do not have to make a roll. Let's go with Nero. Where would you like to go here?
I
You
am
D12.
rolling
Can you
for
tell me where you'd like to go?
hot 6.
Hot 6. So where are we there? You're gonna end up here, Nira. Okay, next up we've got Torvig.
Coming at you.
Oh,
That's an 11.
11 o'clock. Torvig is thrown back that way. So I'm going to
Up
shift
top.
ping our Torvig. Okay, and last but not least, Kethra. Inner heavy chain armor. 4. Right beside Andira. This could prove very, very, very helpful, as you now have help to try and take your armor off should you need to. Okay, now that we know where everyone is, as this bridge explodes again, you're deafened by the sheer power of the explosion, and you're thrown every which way into this roiling acidic river, and there's this splash as all of the sound, these falling meteors and boulders is suddenly just that boom, 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 as it's just as all of that high frequency sound is taken away, and it's just this underwater sound. It doesn't really take away from the terror of it, as you see these meteors are going straight through and hitting the base of this river. So as you fly down now, what I'm going to do is first I'm going to start with who I started with. Andira, you see Kethra, and so yeah, you see Kethra land beside you and then sink like a stone. What would you like to do?
Immediately, she's going to take assuming she still has her pack weapon. If not, she needs to resummon it. But it's in a glaive form at the moment. So she's going to try and like hook Kethra by like a bit of like, maybe her bag or a bit of like chainmail or something. Anything to give her like a hand hold on to pull herself back up.
Okay, cool. No worries. Phelim, you land in the water now, and you just shoot straight to the bottom. Your little stubby legs push you up a little bit. I'm going to say, what armor you're wearing?
Phelim is only he is in leather armor, I believe.
Leather armor, so that's not too bad. As you shoot down, it's a good maybe 25, 30 feet to the bottom. You sort of push yourself back up now at this point, and you breach the surface now, and you can see again just these boulders and rocks and pebbles and just this debris falling, and it's just all this confusing lines coming from everywhere, and you think to yourself, there's no way I'm not getting hit by this. What would you like to do?
Phelim is going to... He's not going to fight the tide as such, or whatever you want to call it, the flow. But he is going to try and... where's the bloody thing? He is going to try and just swim, we'll say, in the 4 o'clock direction, but not against the flow either. Okay,
no worries. That's good to know. That's all I need from you then. Just more to sort of get an idea of what you're doing. Then I'm going to move you to a different map, and we're going to do a skill challenge and then roll initiative. Phoenix, what have you got?
Okay, so Phelim's moving over towards Nira in that direction. Yep. They're going closer. Okay, so what I will do is once I see him get to a point where they're roughly together, or at least within 30 feet of each other, I am going to disappear through a portal that opens up behind me. As I disappear into the Fey realm, I'm going to turn up next to both of them, or at least close to one of them, as Phoenix comes out with a rope tied around a giant crab as he's riding it Bronco style, and drops in the water next to Phelim, and just shouts to, grab hold of the rope, it'll pull you into the side.
Phelim will grab that with both hands and scabber up on top of the crab as best he can.
Okay, so first off, if you think that you're just going to go into a portal and emerge the other side of the portal without telling us what the fuck happened, that you came out on a giant crab, you've got another thing coming. I want this scene. And I want it now. God damn it.
It's part of my my homebrew subclass, which is the Fey Wizard, and it's my ability called Fade Away. Always love the puns. So you learn.
Did you go with that, or did Dave go with that?
No, I did. I did this one.
Too many puns.
I have another one as well at the moment. It's called Preparing to Fail.
Play.
So anyway, you learn to harness the powers of the faith for which you are so familiar with, and the thin veil that separates you from it at any given time. As an action, you can enter the Fey realm through a portal that opens up and disappears behind you. I have to use a spell slot, blah, blah, blah. That's mechanics. You reappear on your next turn, choosing to move before or after, and choose to bring through a Fey creature of no higher than quarter CR. I've checked that, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
And as a bonus action, you set it upon your foe, or, whatever action I'm telling it to do. You can do this a number of times equal to your proficiency during a long rest. I mean, I can't call 2 through at once, which is all good and well. So yeah, the plan is to basically, as I drop back in on my next turn, it'll be right next to Phelan so that he can grab the crab, hopefully get to Nera and get to the side.
I love all that, but I want to know when he goes through the fucking portal, what happens in there that he emerges on a fucking giant crab? What was the crab doing?
I think you're missing the important part.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
So let me
okay. That's
explain
okay.
what happens then. So as the portal opens up, Phoenix just peace out and just drops backwards through the portal. As he goes through and the portal shuts, you see him in this incredibly bright, colourful land. Different textures, even the grass, it goes from feeling like grass to feeling like sponge to feeling like moss. It has different textures everywhere. And because time is different, he's actually there for a little while, has a cup of tea, chills out with some of the creatures there, and then, oh, there's a crab, that might help me. Here, buddy, you want to come with me? As he flies over, lassos this crab around its eye stalks, I guess, and then the portal opens up in front of him, of which then they dive through.
So you see Phoenix emerge through riding this giant crab that's lassoed, a cup of tea still in one hand, and you emerge. So let me just find you a giant crab token. And
just to make sure, I let go of it before about 10 foot away from the water, so I'm actually nowhere near the water myself.
Okay, no worries. I'm going to allow you to control this token.
Can we make it bigger?
Yeah, we're going to say in players' journals.
I was going to say, how do we know if this is a giant crab token or just a regular crab token that Dave's going to make really big?
See.
He's being disingenuous with it.
And
it's big to me, all right. I'm tiny.
It was a regular crab.
Well, that is it. That's a 5 foot thing, but I'll make it bigger just for the crack. There you go.
Yeah,
there we go.
Yeah, as it lands with a splash. So you can tell it what to do.
Yeah, so assuming Phelan's kind of swam this way towards Nera, I'm going to drop it so that Phelan can grab it, and then hopefully he can scuttle over to get Nera on the next turn.
Okay, I love it.
Or on his turn.
That was a pretty cool round. Let's move up to Nera. As you land splunk.
Nera is going
brushing over your ears, and just this is a horror show for you.
Very unhappy.
Yeah.
Very, very unhappy. He's doing that thing that cats do where it's like trying to walk in the wet, but he can't do it because he's in the water. So this is like full on cat fell in the toilet, fucking absolutely going bananas. And he looks really, really terrible as well because his fur is super wet and stuck to his face. So full on grimace consistently.
Yeah.
But after a couple of moments, he kind of regains his composure and remembers that he has a levitating plank upon his person. I'm not going to tell you guys where it's stored. We'll leave that up to the
okay.
The listener. No, he's got like a rucksack or a little. I think it's a little satchel.
Yeah, it's like a skateboard in behind the rucksack.
100%, yes, skateboard rucksack. So he pulls that out and lies up on it and starts like bodyboarding towards the far bridge, and will be swinging past, kind of like coming past where the other two guys are.
Okay, we can do that. It's good to know. And cool. Nera. So we can't let this go by without some sort of ability check. So I'm going to say, as you pull that out, I'm going to need I'm going to say athletics unless you give me a fairly good argument for acrobatics, which I know you're going to want to use. I feel like this is you are swimming hard.
Am I swimming towards or against the current?
Well, if
Can
you're,
I argue?
yeah, yeah, I'm here for
I
this.
want the visual of Nira getting up enough momentum to actually try and like get up on this thing and get into some sort of surfboard action.
I feel like this is like Escape from LA when Kurt Russell is like fucking surfing the tsunami.
Something like that.
I'm 100% here for this. Yeah. So okay. Well, let's just say then. So we'll go. We'll do acrobatics to get up on the board. But I'm gonna say, with all the shit falling from the sky, the DC is gonna be high on this one. So
I think higher risk, higher reward is definitely where I am.
I think so
Nira's
too, but
too
I'm gonna
cocky
make this
to not attempt to do something
I'm gonna make this.
stupid
I'm
like
gonna make this a bit weird. The DC, because we're gonna let late, because there's so much. The stones falling from the sky. There is a high degree of chance with this. So I'm gonna say the DC is 16 plus a D6.
I love the idea that Nira's like, you know, Marty McFly when he takes the hoverboard over the lake.
That's
and
what
he
I was
can't
just
move.
thinking.
Yeah, and it's like it won't
yeah.
move because it's got nothing
Yeah.
solid underneath it.
Yeah, that actually, because I was thinking like I definitely want Nira boogie boarding.
So give me a D6 and you add that to 16. This is going to be the DC for your acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm giving you the D6.
Yeah, you are. Yeah.
But I do also like the visual of running out of momentum and just hovering on the wall.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a 4. So this DC is 20. Just given the
20.
chaos in the area, I didn't want to set just a random DC. I wanted to let it
That sounds about
leave it
right.
to chance.
Okay, Nira has +8 to their acrobatics. So
Okay, come on, yeah. It's
12. Anyone could roll.
Anyone
12. Did
can
I?
do it. Well-
Sorry, before I do that, did I see a boon coming in with my name on it? And is that somehow
I think you
something
did.
I can use?
you certainly can, yes.
Solo, thank you very kindly. What is the boon? That's the D4, is it?
D4, so you can use it once you see what you've rolled. So don't waste it.
No, we'll see how it goes first of all. Hey,
Oh, yeah, it's a
24.
Love that.
It looks fucking hot as shit. Yeah, so you just, you kind of like, I'm gonna say that you've been sort of experimenting with this plank a little bit now and again when everyone's asleep and you're like, what can it do? How much weight can it? And
Flips.
you know, and you do like, you have learned at this stage that the nicer you are to the plank, the more of your weight it will hold. So I'm gonna say that you figured out, you have sort of read the plank bedtime story last night and stuff like that. So because if you can imagine the Starion in Baldur's Gate 3, it has a happy condition. I'm going to say that once your plank has the happy condition, that it will agree to carry all of your weight. Given that you are quite a light and lithe little creature. So I'm going to need you to tell me at every long rest what you're doing to make the plank happy. To keep that happiness condition.
Gladly, that is awesome.
Okay, cool.
That's
So-
great, and I think that I because I'm so into Ryan's Back to the Future reference, I think that's super cool. That just because Nira is standing up in this thing and it's moving does not mean, I don't know if there's any there's actually any huge momentum happening. I think it's just the trying to stay up. But yes, heading in that direction and offering assistance to Freya.
All right, Torvig. Now, you were saying that we've all gone up a level, and you're saying that you have a swim speed now.
Yes. This is the joys of Ranger at level 6 due to their roving trait.
I feel
they
like
get faster, they swim, and they climb. However,
they're like ATVs. I feel like we've already established that you guys get the abilities, but you don't get the hit points. And I'm happy to stick with that. So I will say that you do have the swim speed.
so the point where Torvig lands in the water, the instinct is to get back up to the surface, and then he sees what's coming down, and there's just thought this for a game of soldiers, and he'll go straight back underwater, and he's going to start swimming underwater downstream.
Okay.
Mostly looking for chainmail armor reflecting off volcano light, because he's expected to see that lower down.
Okay. And where are
he's following
you?
the current,
You're over
and
there.
then
Okay, cool. I'm gonna say, well, yeah. So if anyone wants to move during this, they can. You can use your full movement to go with the current. If you want to go across the current, you are you're gonna move as many squares down as you do right or left. And yeah, that's it. So, but if you want to move down, you can double your movement.
Oh, okay.
Because it's taking you there anyway. So, if that is it for you,
Yeah. So there's now just
Hethar.
sort of 10, 50 feet underneath. There's now a Torvig.
Yeah, just nice. Okay, Hethar, as you hit this water, splash the water in your ears, up your nose, down the wrong pipe. You're trying to breathe, and then you just feel yourself sinking like a stone. You feel now you're reaching for these straps around your armor, and you're trying to. You know that these things are like they're like the nails that they hammer into the coffins, or they're like the bandages that they wrap around the dead in the desert kingdoms, and you feel you need to get out of this armor as quick as you can. What would you like to do?
That's exactly. Would she have felt the tug though from Andira on her backpack or anything?
Yes, I'm happy to say you would. Yeah.
Okay, so she feels that and she's like, okay, now is the time to get this off, and she is just trying everything that she can. She can take off the belt, her little skirt chainmail belt thing, easy enough, so that's fine to come off, but the chest plate, it'll be her struggle to get off just the few straps that she has. But that's exactly what she'll do, just so she can make herself lighter.
So how are you going to do that? You're just going to try and just do one strap at a time while you're rushing down the river, or?
She'd know her armor quite well, so she knows which ones aren't the best, so she's going to go for those kind of ones first. So there's like one up here, maybe one down here would be a bit weaker, so she's going to rip them, try to find the buckle loop. But because she's put it on her armor so much she can do it in the dark. So that's she's just gonna rip it off as much as possible. Either that, or she's gonna try to get her. I don't know if that's a stupid idea to get her rapier kind of out. Just kind of.
Well, you do have the very business end of your ally's glaive, which you could use to cut to snap. Sorry, which you could use to cut the straps even.
If it'll cut through the leather. Yeah, maybe you should do that instead. Anything to release it.
Okay.
If it'll cut through leather.
So as you're kind of shooting down this fast flowing river, you reach out now and you feel the tug of that glaive, and you twist your back around and you sort of try and manipulate it, and it feels ice cold in this hot water, and you just begin to saw the straps, and they're coming, and you kind of feel the heavy breastplate just kind of tug down to one side as you cut one of these straps, and you get the other, and it flops down, the current taking it with it, and it smashes your two knees as it flops down. You feel now this chainmail or this heavy metal armor beneath, as you are sinking fast to the bottom. The breath in your lungs now is fast running out, and you realize you're not nearly as quick enough. But Hethar, you do feel something come over you. You feel an anger, and you feel a rage at this pathetic death. Hethar the Headtaker's meant more for this. She's meant for bigger things. And as you've multi-classed into Barbarian, I'm happy to say your first rage hits you. And it's something you've never felt before, but it's like an absolute storm of anger and rage. But in the center of that storm is this eerie calm Hethar has never felt before. And you reach out and you just almost like snatching a piece of this whirling cyclone or this whirling tornado with you. You just just funnel its power, and you direct your rage, and you begin to just tear these huge straps apart and just rip this padded underlay just from shred to shred, and you see it now float down the river, taken fast by the current. Now armorless, you begin to swim up. Your head just shoots out of the surface of the water. You look down, you see that armor, and you see almost as if that symbol of Catherine's former life still at the bottom of this river. But who Catherine is now has made it to the top.
Oh, yes, she's relieved, but still raging.
Still raging, yeah. I'm
Still
happy
raging. That was good armor.
I'm happy to give you that free rage. Won't come out of your level 1 sort of
I had moved it.
assigned rages. So yeah, so that is it for Catherine. Okay, so what we're going to do now is I need dexterity saving throws at disadvantage from anyone that's in the water, as these rocks just begin to just fly down now, harder and harder and faster and faster. So the DC for this is 12.
Do I get any
qualify as being in the water?
change as I'm under the water? And they'll...
Unfortunately, as I said earlier, they're falling fast and hard enough to actually make an impact in the base of the river, in the river bed. So, sorry, who else asked a question there?
Nira's floating on the water. They're still not coming past me.
This is the volcanic debris from the sky. So this is basically like a giant melt-minute meteors.
23
at disadvantage. Oh, yes, you were above the water. Now I understand what you're asking. So I'm gonna go with Craig. You rolled a. What'd you roll twice? You got a 10 to 4.
I clicked twice, so I got a 10
okay,
to
no
4.
worries. You're gonna take the 4. Yeah. Cathra, do you get danger sense yet as a barbarian?
No.
No. Okay.
True, no.
So you're gonna take the 17. Phelim, you're gonna take the 9, and okay. So everyone's gonna take 1d4 bludgeoning damage. Phelim, you're at 1 hit point.
I am at 3. Sorry, I thought you were saying we had a 9 damage there.
You're at 7 hit points.
3.
Okay. Oh yeah, I see it there now. Okay, cool. So everyone's going to take 4 points of damage as these rocks, and you can feel them now just cracking off your shoulder and the side of your head and your face, and just it's like somebody just flew above you and just dropped 1,000 golf balls and set them on fire, and these things hurt. Phelim, were you clinging onto the rock there?
I was holding on to a rope that was coming off the crab, trying to make my way onto him.
I'm going to say, give me a survival check. Anything above a 15, and I'm going to say that you tied yourself off on the rope. If not, you were away down that river, big man.
There we go, -1.
9. Unfortunately, yeah, you were just holding on to the rope. And yeah, you're as you fall unconscious, your hand slips, and you drift down the river. How is everyone else? You're okay?
Alive.
Okay, so I'm gonna grab you all and I'm gonna move you over to the next map. Whoosh. Copy.
As Phelim let go of that rope and started drifting, could I say as a reaction I told the crab to grab him?
I'm happy to say that. Tyrannosaurus, hi everyone. I can't actually listen tonight, but I just want to say hi, and that Keith is my hero.
He's our hero too.
Thanks, Ryan.
So as Phelim obviously falls off the crab, I just mentally command the crab to pick him up, so he grabs him in the claw and just lifts him above the water and just carries on swimming.
Okay. I was going to do it one way, but I'm going to say, okay, so as you drift down this river now, I'm going to move you over to a different map.
Am I completely knocked out from that kind of concussion, Dave, or just dazed, or what?
Yeah, no, you've taken the damage, buddy. You're on death saves. Because you said you were 3 and you took 4 points of damage.
I was at 7 and took 4 down to 3.
Okay, so yeah, that's what I said. But then it's fine, cool. So you're down to 3, so that's fine. I thought you were at 7, and then I said you take 4 and you're down to 3. It sounded to me like you were at 3, and then you took 4 and you're down to -1. So you're not dead. So you're flying around the place. You're still attached to the crab. That's fine. And as you guys shoot down this river now, for a good 5 minutes, the current taking you. You're trying to fight against the current. I was going to do a skill challenge here, but I've decided to move things on a little bit. Eventually, the river begins to slow down. There are just pockets of these large boulders that land on the ground. But you guys do manage to sort of make your way to. Anyone on the right side of the river can make their way to the right side of the river without any checks. Anyone on the left side can make their way to the left side unless they're flying or swimming.
Could I request some guitar surf music for Nira as he's coming down the river?
Yep, no problem at all.
What I was going to say to help out them, if possible, then was obviously the crab was going to intercept them like further down, so he'd eventually kind of perch up here to help him up onto the land, if that's okay.
We can do that. We can certainly do that. Yeah, no worries.
And I'm stuck to the crab. I'm on the crab.
But yeah, the crab just drops you off on the beach. He throws you up there. Like literally just like
Torvig would have been following that line because he'd just seen the crab at that stage.
No problem. So after that intense experience, you guys are battered, bruised, almost dead. Kethra, the rage lasts for what seems like seconds but feels like hours. And you're not like rulebook exhausted, but you are exhausted.
Oh yeah, she's clinging to the side, gasping for air.
You guys managed to pull yourselves up, and there are the debris falling from the volcanoes. It's more sporadic and intermittent now. It's less lethal. You do hear the occasion, and maybe a tree will be set on fire and stuff like that. But you're not in the middle of a jungle fire. You're not in the middle of a forest fire. But as you make your way to the side of this river, you can see now as you sort of lean out and look down, the coastline of this island is not that far away now, and you feel like you've been swept down river at an alarming pace, and you've lost a lot of time. You guys make it to the edge of the river. What would you like to do?
So the crab waves at Phoenix, and Phoenix can hear it, but nobody else can, as he just goes, "Bye, Phoenix," and disappears. He just whoop, and gone.
I always did love crabs. How are we all? How are we all doing?
I nearly
pretty good.
died, and then I invented surfing. It was pretty cool, but I could use a nap.
I'm just going to swoop away from this river and get into cover somewhat.
Yeah, I'll take a little walk and see what I can see. Lyra's going to just kind of like scout out a little bit and just...
Okay.
Torvig's going to go with Nira. On principle, we shouldn't be having anyone on their own at this moment.
Okay, cool. So can I get a survival check from everyone, please? Stop moving your tokens for 1 second there now. And
it's always a bad sign when DM asks that question.
It sure is. Survival checks from everyone. Okay, cool. Anyone above a 15?
Yes.
Yes,
Excellent.
A natural 20.
Jesus.
21 for me.
As you sort of clamber up and begin to just explore this side of the river, the side of the river you were meant to be on, you smell it before you see it, and you're just, and you see now this rancid, decomposed, undead Tyrannosaurus Rex just crash through the undergrowth as it just lands here, and it looks at you, and you can see now, and it looks across the river, and it looks at you again, and it just runs forward. Its two tiny little arms dangling, one like three of the finger claw-like appendages actually hanging off and swinging listlessly from just these two decomposed tendons that still attach it, however tenuously, to its claw. And it looks at you and begins to approach until you hear coming fast behind it another heavier footsteps as you see something else crash into view. As I will move this to the token layer. What looks like a cross between a Tyrannosaurus. It is a fucking Dinosaurus' character. Tyrannosaurus Rex and a red dragon. The tail wishing. And there's these massive jaws, and you can see now this huge undead Tyrannosaurus Rex, and it leans in. This gullet and tongue just like vibrating. It's just spittle, this rotten yellow and brown bile just spraying all of you. Torvig, Nera, Phelim, and Phoenix. As you can see, it looks over its shoulder, and it's considering whether to just go ahead and bite you, but this thing moves in. It's like this high-pitched screech as it breathes this cone of fire. Too late, unfortunately, as this with surprising agility, this undead Tyrannosaurus dodges aside and just shoots off with frightening speed, and this thing just shoots after it and follows after it. You get the sensation that this thing here has thrown its head over its shoulders and eyed you up all hungrily. So while for now my enemy is my friend, you feel like there are now two of these things wandering this jungle, and either if they encounter you by themselves will probably try and eat you, or if they are together they might be too distracted.
As I said, I think we should leave this area pretty quick and find somewhere to take cover.
Yes, this is an awful place. Let's move quickly.
Agreed.
Yeah, I think you got the right of that one there, Torvik. Let's gather everybody up and get the fuck out of here.
I thought this shit only happened in my world.
In your world?
Phelim will roll over. He was lying on his back in a star shape, and he'll roll over and struggle up to his feet and follow the others.
So
I'm gonna fly past Phelim. Sorry, go on.
Yeah.
No, you go.
No, I was just gonna say I fly past Phelim and I'm like, your shirt's looking a bit dirty, and then carry on.
Phelim will just briefly shake his face, and he'll sigh, and he will start taking off his dirty shirt as he's walking along.
Nice. Okay, cool. So, as you guys, are you making your way back to the area of where you know Shazastar's lair is, or are you just trying to? Are you considering veering off and going in a different direction with the sort of mindset of finding somewhere safe, or it seems safe?
We'll have to go a fair distance north to get back to where Shazastar is, if my memory of the map is correct. But also, a number of us are quite wounded, and maybe accomplish it both. Head north for a while, see if we can find a safe space to camp or something.
I think safe space should be our priority, yes.
Yeah. Can you remember anything?
Follow that fucking with those dragons or dinosaurs or whatever they are.
You want to follow him?
As long as we don't follow them.
Ah.
They need to be avoided.
I think we can all agree on that, yes.
Interesting and all as they were.
Okay, so we're gonna say, with a couple of successful survival checks, that you guys maybe or maybe not find a safe, or what seems like a safe place to camp. Now, when we say camp, what do we mean? Is Phoenix going to cast that spell again, or are we out in the open here with rocks falling from the sky?
It depends if we're short resting or long resting.
I mean,
essentially,
I'm gonna zoom in here and look at everyone's hit points.
Listen, Phoenix is looking fresh as a daisy. He's good to go.
This is true. So it's up to you guys. You just leveled up. I'm happy for you to try. Look, you guys, I'm not suggesting. I'm not saying take a long rest.
Well, I'm balanced.
Kethra won't last. if she
Neera's
How
She
is
needs
Kethra now that this rage has died down? Your armor at the bottom of the lake.
That's what she was just leaning up against that log there, just completely dazed and confused. And then she's seen those things come out and she was like, I might actually take my chances in the water now. And she's dizzy, she's confused, she's really out of sorts right now.
Okay.
She's only on 3 hit points as well.
Can I retcon something then? That if I noticed that Kefra didn't have her armor and she said where it was, I could have sent the crab back down to get it.
So I'm gonna. You sure can. Yeah, definitely. It's completely. It's very heavily damaged.
Yeah.
A lot of the straps are cut. For now, Kethra, I'm just going to go into your character sheet and I'm going to turn on your barbarian unarmored defense.
Do you know what? Phelim is proficient with smithing tools, so he would be happy to try and fix it over a period of time.
Torvik's got spare armor
She's
if it comes to it. So
Yeah, she's
Torvik's got spare scale armor. He can just lend her.
she's going to be questioning quite a lot of things, so I think that could be a part of her that she might be
Just give me one
okay
sec.
with letting go.
But for now, we need to be moving away from this area. Before.
Yeah, I don't want to see those dinosaurs again. Like
Let's
she'd
just
be
head-
resting on her battle axe as like a walking stick at this point.
So Kethra, right now thank you. Where's my dog? She's just come in here to hassle me. Come here.
Baby.
There she is.
Is that the drinks goblin?
Yeah, it's a drinks
There she
goblin and the little
is.
dog. Oh, look here. Look. Look.
Whisking.
No, she's getting a bit panicked.
Needs a haircut.
She just got one.
Her
She's got a
eyebrows are
stick
getting
as
too
well.
long.
She has a stick in her gobbing. Okay, cool. So Catherine, now your AC is 14 with your unarmored defense, which is 10 plus your dex plus your con. Get away. Sorry, the dog is Fizzy. Come on now. Sit. She's sit. Sorry about this. Sit. Here's your stuff. Look, relax. Now. Here, look.
You need to set up a second cam to have like Fizzgig cam.
Okay. You know what? I think this is a good place to take our break because this dog is just on bananas. We will be back very soon with part 2 of Journey to the Radiant Citadel. Thank you very much, guys, for sticking with us.
Bye, folks.
And we will talk to you soon.
Damn it.
Oh, hey there. Didn't see you come in. Yes, we did.
Hello
We're
there.
back for part 2. Thank you very much for sticking with us, as everyone is rather worse for wear as they're on the other side of this river. I feel like they're going to go looking for somewhere safe to stay. But meanwhile, while we're checking in with Hethar, on the other side of this this first primal rage like feeling that you've had, like what does Hethar feel? What did it feel? Was it unsettling, or was it something she's going to lean
She would be
into?
scared, kind of
Yeah.
like she was already petrified from before, from failing miserably in the last battle, and then when that just came on her, so she's quite dizzy, quite confused, quite scared, quite back to childlike state in a way, and just so weak. You know that feeling that you get where your body's shaking when you're weak?
Yeah.
She'd be just sitting there by the log, just with like the knees up and just like.
Okay. And it's at that moment this giant crab breaks out of the water and just approaches you very, very quickly, carrying the remains of your armor. And you can see now that wherever the giant, I don't know where the giant crab went to.
I hope she hadn't noticed
I
the giant crab
deleted him.
previously, so
Okay.
she just thinks this fucking is the next thing that's going in.
Over there. Do you know, I'll go back
Two
to the one and I'll forget
dinosaurs, a giant crab.
Yeah.
What else?
it.
He just
Or
drops
heart
it and
attacks.
he just drops it in front of her, does it, the click click, and then backs up.
Okay.
Or leaves sideways. Crabs can't go backwards, right? He has to go off to
Yeah,
one side.
sideways.
and, like,
This is a
turn
fake
around.
crab. This one can go backwards.
Okay, cool. Yeah, just with a heavy clank, you can see now that your armor, what is it, split mail?
It was all chainmail.
It was chainmail.
So it's all,
It
yeah.
clanks there just with this this acidic goo all over it from whatever way the ash had mixed up with the fast flowing river to create this almost like napalm like gel that you are now very, very thankful you didn't have on you. As you can see now, this is going to take a lot of cleaning and a lot of maintenance to try and fix. And as you look at it and look across at your companions, you do see Phelim kind of eyeing the armor and eyeing you.
So she'll be very surprised that it came back out from the water. She'll like look at the crab. It's all kind of a blur to her at this point. And she's very conflicted about what to do. So I think what she would do is kind of like take maybe a couple of links off of it, but she's deciding not to bring it.
Ooh, okay. So you take out, and you would have tools to repair this, like just the like these kind of makeshift pliers, and you would sort of grab the pliers and twist one of the links until it just it kind of moved far enough for you to unlink it. And you can take as many of those as you like, and with a heavy clank, you can see it now. It lands there. The crab looks at you with these kind of shoulders raised, and what the fuck are you doing? I went and got that for you gesture.
It's like you just look at the crab, kind of like with the eyes of, "Thank you so much, but go be safe somewhere, please, because you could be food. He's got fire, and that's water, and that's a whole boiling situation, especially for a crab."
Okay,
His eyes
cool.
just cross and he walks away.
Just the big eye roll.
Okay, so we've got Torvig, Nera, Phelim, and Phoenix, and Andira and Hethar. What are you guys doing? You're looking for somewhere safe to stay. Do we have the spell slots to create the tower?
Yes,
Are you going to do so?
if we're long resting.
Okay, so you guys make that call now.
Andy is fine with just a short rest, but if we're really feeling a long rest, I think it's worth it, especially as we go further north.
Yeah, well, I think if I even fall over, I'd probably die at this stage.
Yeah,
Stiff
it's
breeze.
best we
My
rest.
C is wrong.
Yeah.
Near is all out of key, so he's
I'm all
just
out
kind
of
of
key.
like running on fumes, very low.
Running
Low energy.
out of my key, and I've been doing just fine.
So what I'm hearing is Torvig needs to find me a spot, and I guess you guys want a place to stay.
Yeah,
If you don't
DM,
mind.
Can we get
Yeah.
some sort of
Grateful.
a sense of how far down the river we've traveled?
So I would say give me a group survival check then. The DC is going to be 15 on this one to try and figure out where you are and what you're doing.
Can Torvig guide himself for this one?
Yes, you can guide yourself out the wazoo on this one if you need to. Wow. Okay, so that's a 20 on survival. DC is 15. Hold on. So Andira gets a 12. Nira gets a 21 for 999996. That is a fail. That's a fail on a group survival check. So it's hard to tell where you are, but I will say that you maybe after a long rest and once you sort of maybe feel a bit better about yourselves and you get out and hopefully the sky is clearer, that you can maybe see some stars or some sun. You don't even know what time of the day it is at this stage. It is, or maybe Torvig always does with some ranger shit.
No, he knows which way north is, so we can guide them that way
cool.
quite clearly, but he doesn't know the time.
Okay, cool. So, at this stage, it's hard to tell where you are. You know that you are a lot further south, but you're on the right side of the river. That's all we'll say. But
so maybe
how far you are is that river was flowing fast.
I guess Nira might pop a squat beside Phelim and just because Phelim's got like the military experience and stuff, and start talking. You know, what are you thinking? We've got a decent. We probably have a decent hike ahead of us, but I think we're all out of juice here. Should we maybe take a short rest here and hike a bit of the way up till we get closer to that temple or that dungeon, and then take a long rest, or just go for a long rest here? Does anybody, and this will be to the whole group, does anybody know anything about dinosaurs and undead dinosaurs and dragon dinosaurs? Do we know where those things are going to come
learn
back?
anything more about them. I suggest we want to head north from here and just get into the mountains, find somewhere to rest up, and then we'll take stock of where we are. I feel like if we wait here, there's two large creatures know exactly where he is and the potential for food.
That is a fair point.
Yeah, Phelim will just reach out and touch Torvig on the shoulder and nod along with him.
All right, so we're gonna. You guys are
As
gonna.
Phelim says, he knows all these things. We follow his lead in this.
That's fine.
Okay,
It's
cool.
not then.
So as you leave the side of this river, you can see now that the whatever seismic activity happened was probably responsible for the flow of the river increasing so violently. It has settled down to a more of a kind of a regular kind of a medium to fast flowing river now, and you head eastwards inland, and then again you're kind of stuck to the trails if you want to make any progress, or if you want to beat through the bush or brush, then you are going to be at half movement for the day's travel. Now,
quick, sorry, Dave, to go across here.
Go ahead.
Is there any kind of like fragrant bushes around? If there is,
to make a joke. Okay, so yes, there are. Why?
I'm gonna pick some and drag them. I'm gonna walk along behind everyone and drag them along behind me, to just in case that thing comes back and kind of hide our scent and tracks and
so
stuff.
you're going to try and hide your tracks. Would you like to give me a survival check, please?
I wouldn't, but I will.
You've nailed it.
Jesus Christ.
So anyone, if the camera were to pan onto Phelim, you would see Phelim walking behind you with this fragrant bush in front of him, leaving tracks behind him. As he follows you all along, and he's like, I'm fucking killing this, I'm nailing it. And there are these two very, very, very obvious hobnail boot tracks. But I will say that if anyone were to investigate this, it would look like only one person has walked into the deep jungle. So
he's even thrown a few confident winks at the fellas.
Yeah, he's like,
back.
Wonderful.
Okay, so with that, I'm going to say you guys, it takes a long time to find a suitable place, or what feels like a safe place to bring up the camp. Now, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from everyone because you have actually spent a longer time than you thought you would out here. And if anyone gets below a 10, you're going to take a point of exhaustion. Dira takes they got a 7, 20, 14, 5. So Andira and Nira, you just the physicality of all this and and just the grind takes its toll. So you're going to take a point of exhaustion.
Can you remind me what point of exhaustion involves?
So if you alt double click into your character sheet there, Nira, if you alt double click your token, it'll open your character sheet. And then you just go to, I don't see an exhaustion tracker. I'm going to put one in for you.
Can I ask something, Dave?
Yeah.
So when we were at AdventureCon, I had the glorious ability of being able to give some money to D8 Dungeon as to do a lucky dip. And I got back such a thing as this, a D8 inspiration, which says on their sheet, show this to your DM and tell them how you donated money for a good cause and that that your noble act should warrant 1 inspiration point. Could I give that to one of them to re-roll?
Given the awesome work that D8 Dungeon are doing across on their own channel now for the Irish Cancer Society, I would be a Scrooge McDuck and the very essence of the BBEG if I said no. So of course, who would you like to give it to? Yeah.
Well, this is the thing is, I've actually got 2. So can I give to one each of them?
Yes. Love to say it. Love to say it.
I love your work. I love your work. I will say yes, you can. So you guys can roll again on a DC 10 Constitution saving throw.
Have to pass now.
It's only because of my love for the D8 guys.
Oh no, I failed again. Oh no. Still. Excellent,
okay,
excellent,
so Andira, you do not have this point of exhaustion. Nira, if you look into your character sheet now, you should see your exhaustion tracker below your hit points. And
fantastic!
And it should tell you
very useful.
So if there should be an up and a down arrow, and you can it will tell you what. So obviously, don't click until you get to exhaustion point 6 because that is death.
Oh shit! It literally went to 6.
That was that there. That was me showing you.
All right,
so you are just at disadvantage in ability checks right now. So there we go.
Disadvantage in ability checks.
It has been a long slog and a horrible grind, and with just the overcast nature of this ash cloud above you, and again these black plumes of ash falling almost like this necrotic snow, landing on your tongue every time you try to talk, and you look up, it'll land in your eyes and sting like hell. You eventually find this sort of small hollow, and it's either with a mixture of satisfaction or just zero fucks left to give. You're just like, yeah, just put it up here. Just build the fucking tower here.
Okay, so I'm going to put it down. Does anyone have any preferences as to what it looks like or what's inside?
Can we have a kitchen?
I can do kitchen utensils, and I can do beds, I can do saunas, I can do bathtubs, I
just want to be sure that big monster won't get inside where we sleep.
Thick walls, please.
Big walls.
I don't think he can chew through it, luckily. I think we'll be safe enough that way. Unless he's a wizard. That could be a problem. But if he's just a T-Rex, then it shouldn't be a problem. So what do we want? We want kitchens and beds, is it?
Perhaps can you do a battlement?
What's that now?
Can you do a battlement? A place where we can get onto the roof and keep watch from, that gives us a bit of higher ground?
I can put a roof on it so that you can climb up there.
Yeah, that's either or.
I could do that.
No, I assumed it would have a roof anyway, but...
Yeah, so I can't actually put a proper battlement. It's kind of more like a square building in that sense.
Why can't you do that?
Because it's not my fucking spell to rework.
Come on. You've
If you're gonna allow it, then
in your image, though, haven't you?
Well,
Phoenix is fabulous.
I renamed it. That was about it.
Yeah, look. As long as you're not trying to get the thing to do siege damage, it can look like whatever you want it to.
Oh well, in that case, it looks like for anyone that wants to look this up, you can see Hethar Castle. So it's essentially like an old English castle, like you said, like the battlements on the top, the arrow slits so that you can fire out from inside. That kind of.
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture of it now. Very cool.
Yeah, Hethar Castle is one of my favorite castles. So yeah.
HEVA, is it?
HEVER.
Hever.
Yeah.
Kent.
It's just showing.
Yes, from my home county.
Oh yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, look, yeah. So this springs up, trees uprooted and logs just thrown aside, and you hear like the protestations of what sounds like several thousand pieces of sort of earth and log and wood and roots, especially the groaning and tearing of roots as this thing just goes and appears. So would you like to go in?
Yeah, I'll open the door and head in. Okay. Oh, and as
I don't have a map for this because you just made it.
Yeah. As I said before, it's got two.
Come on, kid.
It's got two sized doors, kind of like like a doggy door. So it's got the big sized door that they can all walk through, and like a smaller one at the bottom that I can walk through.
Awesome. Okay, cool.
That's so cute.
Balaam gets stuck in the small door, not when he messing around.
You'd get maybe a head and an arm in there, and then that's it.
And is there a third tiny door for Moo?
No, he just makes
now
Moo
there
right
is
outside because
there is a smaller door for Moo. Actually, Moo's technically bigger than me, so I'll make him a slightly bigger door for him to get through.
Okay.
Oh wow,
Nice.
But yeah, so the bottom floor, as you walk in, he's changed it from how it looked before. So where it was downstairs before, there was like sofas and chaise lounge, and there's a nice fireplace with cooking and camp stove equipment and stuff. This time it looks much more homely. So it might look like a castle from the outside, but as you go in, it's really well decorated with like tapestries and different things. There's a picture above the fireplace of like everyone drowning and Phoenix just being above it, like with his thumbs up. And there's like all the cooking utensils and everything you need, and like nice sofas and stuff that everyone can lounge out on. And then it's a ladder that leads up to the second floor, and as you go up there's like big double 4-poster beds for everyone, like with the curtain sided rails and all that kind of jazz, so you can like rail it off so you can have a little bit of privacy. You've each got your own little magical chest at the end of the bed where you can put in all your gear. There's a lovely fireplace up here as well, that again, the same kind of picture mirrors up here as what's downstairs. And then tucked away in a little corner is, instead of a bed, it's, as you've seen Phoenix do loads of other times, it's basically a hammock made of vines and leaves and all that kind of stuff, with which he stays in. And there's a smaller one next to him, which is for Moo.
Love that.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Okay, as you guys settle down and the kitchen is yours, Phelan, what would you like to do?
I'm going to light up the fire, make sure I've already taken off my shirt and getting cozy. I am cooking up a bit of a soup with just ordinary supplies from my backpack. And I am going to, because it is one of his favorite foods, along with beef, as I said before, he's going to drop in the mushroom flakes that he picked up, that Moo dropped when we were at that kind of stone skull.
Oh no!
Yes. And he's gonna sniff it, and if it smells good, it smells pleasant, he's gonna take a sip, and he's gonna give everyone a tin cup.
It's Moo's dandruff, just so you know.
Okay.
And he'll pop it down beside everyone. Little cantina, like, you know.
Is this hallucinogenic or?
I think that's for the DM to decide.
Oh, well, I think that's for the person who created Moo to decide.
Well, technically, He's not actually. Well, he is actually here, but he's only a familiar. So it depends how much we want to delve into that. However, if that is true, and he is actually here, and that is actually there for them to use, he is Fey. So I would imagine this would have some form of properties to it.
Okay. So how many of those? Let's. I mean, I feel we're all familiar with grams here. So how many grams of this are you shaving in here? Would you?
I'll tell you what I have. I have, I believe, a handful. Let me see. I have moo flakes. I think I have about what I would have imagined at the time, 5 or 6 kind of like wood shavings.
Yeah, be more like an oregano kind of sprinkling over in it.
Okay.
Yeah. Now I will kind of say to the group as I'm walking through the house as such, I'll say, you know, I'm talking rubbish about a mushroom soup my mother used to make, and I won't allude directly to the fact it's from Moo, but I'll say it's great stuff for strength. And my father drank it one time and he punched the kneecap off a fire giant, and here you go, that'll get you back to full health.
Okay, excellent. So I'll tell you what. Let's. So I mean, look. For what do we do? How well did you cook it then? So what skill will we use to say how well you cooked it? I'm gonna just go. Let's go medicine.
Medicine. Here we go.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
lukewarm.
No. Now,
Raw.
I will say everyone takes a sip, and it tastes like dog shite. So it's up to you if you would like to bring this to the attention of Captain Phelim Fontaine, or you would like to push through in politeness and eat the whole thing anyway. And so that is your call. So the one, the roll of a 1 here has sort of maybe done you a favor.
Oh, I tell you, Kethra wouldn't even have drank any of it. She would just look at Phoenix, nod her head in thanks, take the cup out of politeness, but she would, like, you know, like Tiana out of Princess and the Frog, just collapse on the bed. She's just out. She'll put the cup down on the chest, and she's out. She's exhausted.
Thank you very much for the tier 1 sub that was gifted by Carrick. I said fail and use it to fix that.
Thanks, Garrick.
I will allow it if you want to, or you can keep it for something else. You would now have an inspiration.
Put that shit back in the fire, Garrick. I think you have to.
You know what?
Medicine check.
I think Carrick wants me. I'm not gonna. I'll give you another medicine check then.
Okay. Just don't roll on that one.
If anything goes wrong, it's Carrick's fault.
Oh,
Well,
that's not bad.
Okay. So when Captain Phelim Fontaine walks over with this bowl of soup, some lovely, almost looks like parm has been shaved into it, and it's absolutely looks, and the smell is delicious. It's still bubbling, like it's just come out of the pot, and the smell is absolutely fantastic. And your gurgling stomach, Kethra, and everyone else, you're just like, oh. Yeah, now, I'm not going to say you have to eat it, but it's up to you.
I think Nira would be nearby. Nira would go down to the kitchen and try and find some oil to oil his board to keep it, keep the water out and keep it going. So he might have been keeping one eye on Phelim and Phelim's cooking, and I think maybe on that initial one. He might have come in.
That initial one didn't happen because he used an inspiration. So that initial one.
Well, I was going to say, as in, he might have tried to give a taste, and here was like, back to the pot with that man.
Okay. Are you suggesting that you're trying to say that maybe that you saw him shave the mushroom in, or?
No, just that narratively Nira kind of like changed the nat 1 to a 12 by
That's
as in
fine.
when he came out with the tasting pot was like, no,
All
about
good.
face,
All
get
good,
back
all
in
good.
there and finish cooking that properly.
Yeah, you all have a big hearty bowl of mushroom soup. It's up to you whether you eat it or not.
I think Nira eat it, yeah.
I'd be eating it.
Torvig will eat his, and then he'll climb out onto the roof, and he'll just stand watch for a few
Trying
hours.
to fly.
Yeah.
cool.
Andy will also take hers out on the roof, but
Torvig
she's
gets
just
a fly
gonna,
speed now.
she's gonna enter her trance nice and early so that she can be up for most of the night.
Okay, cool. So before anyone does that, as you eat the soup, it does kick in rather quickly. So the DC is equal to the medicine check, which is 12. I need a Constitution saving throw from everyone, please.
Is it likely I would probably be used to this?
I'm happy to give you advantage on this one if you would. Because
Torvig would have an experience in the face stuff. Would he get that then as well?
Yeah, I'm happy to say that as well. Anyone wants to argue for that? That's fine.
Nira is actually from the other world.
Wow.
Which is
Look at these
narratively the Fey
rolls.
realm.
Oh,
Kefra just nicks it and then falls
Never
asleep.
mind.
Jesus Christ.
sweet.
I have
dreams, Nira.
disadvantage anyway.
No, not on saves.
Oh, that's just say ability text.
Okay, so
Regardless.
That's good stuff. Torvig's out of practice on fake stuff.
Nira's just got like one pinpoint iris and one massive iris.
you got one eye closed to try and try and find your way around, and then it's
Holding
like
the plank.
holding the plank. And Nira, it's about this time that you kind of zone out, and as you zone out, you find yourself cast back to one of these times where you was it a memory, was it a vision, did it actually happen, did it happen in a multiverse? It's hard to know, but that pile of heads that you spoke about, where the queen was killed, and the whole that whole royal family, or the persons of import were killed. You find yourself there, but you see now the world just beginning to reverse and time beginning to reverse, leaves falling up from the ground onto the tree, and then there's an almost maelstrom of activity as you see a scene of battle and carnage reverse itself, and you're standing in the middle of this scene, in the middle of this palace in Eru, and as that happens, you see now a familiar person, son of the Graven King, marching in with what looks like Hethar Headtaker herself, but an undead version, half of her face skeletal, an undead, as he just points at the royal family and rides off through this this massive portcullis and out. And you can see now that same hunger in his eyes, and you see now this version of Hethar Headtaker just pull out this massive greatsword on this fiery steed, this jet black coal-looking creature with these flaming pits for eyes, flame coming out of its nostrils, and it just rears the back, and she just begins decapitating the whole royal family. And as you see this whole scene play out, your stomach gets sick to the core. You begin to vomit, and as you do that, this violent, vile being who's just reveling and relishing in all this misery and death sees you and notices you for the first time, sheathes the sword, walks over, steely determination in her eyes, grabs your shoulder, and you wake up and you see there Hethar in front of you here at the tower. And you look like you're out of your tits.
Nira is very much out of her tits. Very, very terrified. I think Nira has a fairly stoic, kind of like a devil may care thing going on in general. They've seen a lot and they kind of don't get too involved in stuff. But Hethar, this might be the first time you see like this bare-faced emotion on Nira's face, looking at you with fear and with kind of a bit of anger, and starts shouting, "You were there! You were there! You were undead! You worked for him! You killed him! You killed him!" And it's just like
everyone hears this,
and looking around, and I don't know where Nira is at this stage, maybe on the ground, gripping the plank. And kind of like sits up. I don't know how Hethar would react to that. So Hethar was kind of like shaking me awake or
yeah,
kind of
that kind of thing. Like she was near you, just maybe walking by and just looking. Whereas in the vision or dream that that had happened that way, but Hethar was maybe walking by to get more of the soup, or just look through her bag for some trail rations or something like that. And she was nearby, very close as you sort of came to.
For sure. And I think Nira will kind of get up and just stare at everybody.
She's like,
and kind of stare at Hethar.
On?
And maybe go, bad dreams, something wrong with their mushrooms or something like that, and will kind of like bail out of the room and head off back up to their sleeping quarters or something.
Okay.
And very confusedly, kind of, I think that's the first time that has that connection. Definitely with their past, but that's starting. I think maybe after they were a little bit shook after their near-death experience, and then to have that connection. Can you tell me, DM, have they any idea if that was a connection that they've just made, that they're only now remembering that it was the son of the Graven King, or is there still a bit of, like, is it like, oh, that was a hallucination, or is there a bit of confusion? If and when they sober up.
I would tell you two things. Give me an insight check at disadvantage.
Well, as Nira storms off as well,
Yeah.
Phoenix is going to go up after Nira as well.
So you may get an answer from not one.
That'd
You're
be
like,
a
yeah,
nat
this is
one.
narrative dice. Narrative dice. Yeah, it's hard to tell. But yeah, as you go and find this place, Phoenix, you are following past. What's happening?
Before I leave, I just look at Fade and I'm just like, I think that was quite a banging soup, actually. And then kind of fly off and follow Nira, wait until Nira's kind of settled for a second, and then I'll kind of flutter over and I'll be like, "You all right?"
Man, I don't know what was in that soup or anything. Yeah, look, I don't know. Yeah, I came from, the places I've been through a lot of places before I got here, and I seen a lot of stuff happen. And one of the big things happened was there was a lot of people I cared about that were kind of, executed en masse, by an evil force, and a little bit of this, a little bit of that, But I think I might have just, I don't know if it was the shrooms just making connections in my head or not, but I think maybe it was this Graven King, son of the Graven King dude, that might have been responsible for basically sending me off on the path that took me from my family and left me here. So I just need to I don't know now if that was part of if that's what really happened, or if it was just part of the shrooms. I think I need to sleep this one off. And
What did you see then?
Say again?
What did you see?
I saw the son of the Graven King, and he was at the head of an army, he came to the palace where I used to guard a gate to the other world. I think you're familiar enough with the other world. I think it's known by many names, but I think me and you, man, we might come from somewhere similar, you know, different names for the same kind of place, if you know what I mean. And
A few places.
yeah, well, that's what we call it anyway, the other world. And I used to guard the gates in this castle, you know. And one night, some stuff happened, you know. There was some exciting adventures. We'll get to that story. There was a dead guy. There was a house on fire. He was quite thirsty. That's another story. We'll tell that story another day. But when I got back, everybody that was there was murdered. And what I just saw was either a vision or a memory of the son of the Graven King at the head of that army that murdered all of my friends. And what's worse, his main officer, his main warrior that did the murdering, it was Hethar. And she was undead. And I don't know if that was her, or if that was the future, or the past, or if it was just a dream.
I think it's a bit of both. I don't think it was a vision.
Right.
Well, it was a vision, of course. You know, obviously, of different worlds. So I'm from one. This is one that's different from mine, and there's a few others around. But there's also a theory of different realities where different things happen. And it's been known to me and my kind that with certain enhancements, shall we say, from different things, you might tap into these kinds of things. I'd say what you might have seen is an alternate version of what could have happened or has happened, but not here. Because she's very clearly not undead.
No, not here and not now. But I suppose I'm kind of low on the old key, you know, having had a bit of an old fight there, and you know, died a couple of times as well, kind of like rattled me a little bit. And I don't think I was ready for the bang off that soup either. But what happened there was something similar. Like the other part of the story is that the original massacre that happened also didn't happen in the same timeline as I thought it did, because I went back through the gate to the other world and spent a long time there. I was there for like, I don't know, what felt like a whole lifetime. And then I discovered that no time had passed, and what I had seen was only a vision of what was going to happen. So I came back to warn everybody to make sure it wasn't going to happen. So I know time is a bit wibbly wobbly, as they say, but I think I just need to get my head together, man. I don't know if that's something that happened in the future or the past or an alternate dimension. It's all a bit all over the place, to be perfectly honest with you.
This event that you said had happened and you went to a different place and came back, had it already happened by the time you got back?
No, that was it. I was gone for years, man. And then when I found out that when I went back to the other world, my memories were gone, and I started a new life. I had a wife and a kid and stuff. And then when the memories came back, I got pretty upset, to be perfectly honest. But my partner, she said that what happened hadn't happened yet. It was only going to happen, you know, in the future. So when I gone back, it was only a day, and then the king had time. But I don't know if they really. Oh man, my head's fucking melted. I don't know if they really actually got to save them, or if everyone did get killed, or Kettler's a fucking undead, or this son of the Graven King is time traveling and going around and changing the history. I mean, I don't even know if I've been gone from home for like a week or a month or 100 years. I don't know if my wife and kid are still alive, or if they're dead and buried and generations have risen and fallen. But
Well,
I do think I need to get some sleep.
If it makes you feel any better, while you guys were drowning, I was having a nice cup of tea and had a little bit of a walk and found that crab. You know, he come and helped us out a little bit. Time's a bit different there. It's not quite as crazy as it is here. Or maybe it's more. I'm not sure.
Yeah. This is the kind of conversation that's probably not best for me to be having with a head full of mushrooms. I think maybe I need to get some sleep, and then we'll figure it out in the morning.
Either way, I don't think you need to worry about Kefra just yet. Wait until they've drowned a bit more and then maybe, but up until now, I think you're safe.
It's right about that moment that you hear.
Jesus, please tell me
This
that's in my
bonehead
fucking
again.
head.
Well. Thank you for allowing me to see that vision. Thank you for allowing me to see that possibility. Oh, don't you know? Your dreams in this place are my dreams. Your insights in this place are my insights. Oh, we shall have to work hard to recruit your little friend.
You see now the curtains in the room billow, and for a second, you can see the face of Hethar, the non-face, disappear out the window.
Before that, I'm just going to say, hey, see if you can see this dream. And I'm going to daydream about me having him on a leash and just walking him around the park like a dog. you see that? that's
For a second, you hear,
So keep going. I'm kind of into that. So
no, you don't. No. So he's disappears out the window, just almost as if you saw him or didn't see him. But definitely, you get the vibe that there's multiverse shit going on here, and it's hard to know exactly what's going on, but possibilities abound. Is Nero going for a kip, or what's the crack?
I think Nera's going to look over at Phoenix and say, "Did you see that as well?"
I didn't see. Well, actually, I did see something that was pretty fun. No, I heard it though.
So Phoenix didn't see. Sorry, did both of us see the dude's head?
Both would have seen just the curtain, these sort of white, sheer lace curtains, just almost. I will. Do you know what? I'll drag out the art for Hethar, and I will show you what I mean.
Yeah, it looks like a white sheet.
It kind of looks like a white sheet. Yeah,
A little bit.
The NPCs.
What a sheethead.
Monster. Why did you write that in the bottom? I know. So.
Yeah, I think Nero would be kind of like, did you just see that? What I saw?
But so as you see this thing, which is basically just this collection of just robes and white sheets and this black sort of pit, beneath this heavy cowl, you can see then it just almost like you blink and you're like, what the fuck was that? And it almost morphs into the white curtain just blowing out the window. Catherine, you got a boon there.
Oh, thank you.
Don't worry about that, dude. Sorry, go on.
No, I think Nero was just asking if Phoenix had seen it as well, or if it was another part of his hallucination.
No, he was there. Don't worry about him there. He'll be dead soon enough.
I am definitely going to kick that face.
100%. I don't know if there's actually a face in there, but you can definitely kick the sheet.
If that man has a face, I'm going to kick it.
Fair enough. Oh, here's something for you before you go to sleep. And I'm going to druid craft some catnip and give it to Nero and be like, hopefully that'll help you
Oh
sleep.
my god.
And
Okay,
then-
so it's even worse now.
Remind me what catnip does to cats. Is that like a sedative or?
Oh no.
Phoenix doesn't know what it does to the Tabaxis. He just knows what it does to normal cats. So
What does it do to normal cats?
makes them wild.
Fantastic.
Cat cocaine?
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. That's
Yeah.
exactly
But
what.
it has a calming-ish element to it as well.
Well, like,
it can help
afterwards, like
ease
right
them.
before the paranoia kicks in.
You're just like, oh
I'll
my
have
God,
to leave
this
that
is
up to the
amazing.
DM.
Okay,
See
yeah.
what that does.
All right, cool. So you start
Nero's on a
rolling
triple
around
trip.
in this catnip now. The rest of you guys, what are
Nero
you
gets
doing?
the
Is there anything
zoomies.
you want to achieve before we before you get the benefits of a long rest? We're all happy.
Good.
Okay, you get your trance, you get your long rest. You wake up in the morning. What hopefully is the morning, and you all have your long rest, and you all have all gone up a level. Obviously, the one that we just did, not another one.
Oh, double
Gosh
down.
darn it.
Okay, so we're
More
going to do a
levels,
quick
more
run of the
levels.
houses here, and I'm going to ask Paddy Phelan, what did you
Yes.
do? Did you level up in fighter, or what did you do?
I did. I'm sticking with the fighter. Phelan's through and through fighter all his life, born into a long line of fighting mercenaries. So that is unlikely to change unless something drastic happens. He did take the mobile feat, which actually would have been very handy last episode. So obviously an increase in the speed. Dashing difficult terrain doesn't cost me extra movement. But more importantly, in my mind, when I make a melee attack against a creature, I don't provoke an opportunity attack from that creature for the rest of the turn, whether I
Nice.
hit it or not.
Oh, nice. Okay. That's cool. Torvig, you went up ranger level?
Yeah, so he is staying true to Ranger. As mentioned, he now has a speed of 35. He's a little bit faster. He has gained a swim speed, which he's already demonstrated, and he has a climbing speed. And that is the extent of what a Ranger gets at this level.
Okay, so we all know that Kethra went up a level multi-class into barbarian.
Yes, she did. She has unbridled rage at this point. And it's
Excellent.
just shining through.
And have you
Officially.
considered what path you're going to take?
Not just yet. She's
That's
still
all right.
kind of
No pressure.
deciding now that she has no armor. She's questioning everything about herself right now.
Okay. Phoenix, you went up. You've taken another level in wizard in your own homebrew class.
I have indeed. I haven't finalized the
Okay.
upgrade yet. I've done my health and stuff, and I get an extra third level spell slot. But as far as what he can actually do for his arcane tradition, I guess we'll have to wait and see for next time.
Okay, Nero, did you go up a level in monk?
I did. Nira has gone up a level of monk and has gotten even faster, would you believe?
What?
How is that possible?
You're fucking nearer to the speed of light.
Nira has now got a
There's a
resting
level
speed
20.
of 45.
Sorry, what?
So
40?
a resting
40.
speed, standard issue, no doing any kind of bullshit of 45.
Walking down Grafton Street, 45
yeah,
speed.
just
Per
going to the
minute.
shops at 45. That's before we throw in
Such an
feline
error, 'cause you're going to be
agility.
the one that party sends to the shops for the afters all the time. You'll be back in no time. So
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can do 45, and then you can do action dash to 90. You can do bonus action dash or step of the wind
Thing, yeah.
to 135. Like, is there a way
And
to
then
increase that again?
feline agility says with your reflexes, when you move in your turn in combat, you can double your speed until the end of the turn. So
That's what's 135? What's that? 370? 270?
Yeah.
270. Good God.
That is
Oh my god.
absolutely batshit crazy.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. I love it.
and
I said
Nero
you
also
up.
How are you going to
Thing.
use that?
no idea I was going to use that, but it also gets wholeness of body, which means that I get some healing abilities. Now, unfortunately, they're just healing myself, but yeah, as an action, I can regain hit points equal to 3 times my monk level.
Emerald Collective says, I see some massive maps in Kate's future. I'm right, you can move that far. And last but not least, Andira, how did you level up?
So we kept going up in Warlock, so just Warlock 6 at this point.
Okay.
Pretty standard spell slot stuff. Swapped one out, got a new spell and a new cantrip. Still just the 2 third level spell slots per short rest. But at 6th level, Andy, as part of her subclass, gets the Accursed Spectre feature. So starting at 6th level, you can curse the soul of a person you slay, temporarily binding it to your service. When you slay a humanoid, and in this campaign, Dave and I have kind of talked, and it's going to work on humanoid undead creatures as well, because we're fighting a lot of undead here. You can cause its spirit to rise up from its corpse as a specter, and it's just like the specter from the monster manual. When it appears, it gains temp HP equal to half my level. It has its own initiative order, obeys my commands, and gets bonuses to its attacks equal to my charisma modifier. And it's once a long rest or until the specter is killed kind of ability.
Nice. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, so as you guys you leave this magical tower, and you can see now that the volcanic ash is just there are specks of this what looks like a night sky. As you realize you've misjudged the time of day, and you've in fact taken a long rest and emerged at night. No harm, given that this place is, maybe a lot of harm, but you are feeling refreshed, and you have a journey to travel. So I'm going to need, why is Andira down to 20 hit points?
Sorry, it's I'm just messing with it on my end. It's still showing 9 hit points on my end.
Cool. That's cool. So yeah, I'm gonna need a group survival check as you try and navigate your way to the lair of Hethar, the servant of the Graven King, son of the Graven King, not the Graven King himself. Join us later on.
I hated this man from the very beginning.
Oof.
So 5, 18.
Turn off disadvantage, sorry.
You can leave it on actually, because it's just handy to see. Wow, this is so survival. The DC for this is 12.
Get ready for both dinosaurs.
1, 2, 3. Oh wow. Okay, so we got 18, 16. Whoo. Okay, so unfortunately, you guys now.
Dave, can I actually go back and something? Sorry, I meant to do.
Of course, yeah. Go.
As they're getting ready to go out, Torvig will ask Kefra if she would like scale armor, as he's carrying a spare set. I notice your main set has been, ruined, but I have a spare set we could adapt to you fairly easily.
She will thank him for that, but she's gonna hold off on the big armor side of things for the moment, as she just doesn't feel it's her anymore.
If we come across another level, that makes sense. It's there if you need it.
Thank you so much, Torvik. I really appreciate it. I don't feel comfortable in armor right now. I think we'll keep it as backup in case somebody else might need it, or we need to fashion something out of it.
You look better this morning. A little more primal, perhaps. Good luck for you.
We need to take this guy's head. I want his head.
I think we are very much in agreement on this point. It is definitely time to be off this island. And I think that is the only way we get off this island, is to get rid of whatever this sheet creature is.
Yes, we were not meant to be here. I don't know how this became our
We
mission.
are very much not where we are meant to be, which I'm still sorry for. I did not know where I made that mistake. But I'm sure we can find our way back.
We'll find our way back. This has now become our mission somehow. I can't let it go.
Yes, I recognize the look of determination and bloodshed in your eyes. This is... Shall we?
We'll try to behave.
Great. So with that shitty group survival check, it takes you a long time of backtracking and switchbacking, moving through the trails. As you can see now, it's very hard to find your way. Given where this river deposited you, there might not be any natural track towards the lair of Hethar. If anyone would like to try and mitigate this with maybe, if anyone has this fly ability that they can sort of take off and compare the map to the topography, I'm willing to throw you that bone. Before the red dragon dinosaur throws the undead dragon dinosaur your bones. So
Sure.
Phoenix right now is just sitting on Torvik's head, holding onto the horns.
So was that a survival check to navigate or track? Because I get advantage on those.
That was a group survival check to find your way. Yeah, definitely. So, if you would like to roll.
Could I push to try to get a natural 20 to offset one of those?
How are you going to push to get a natural 20?
So I get advantage on survival checks for tracking, to navigate or track.
Okay.
I only rolled once. I didn't actually roll advantage.
So you can roll again. Sorry, I thought you were asking for a natural 20.
No. I'm just asking to get part of the roll.
Yep. Let's go. Fish for a crit.
Good.
Can I ask if Nira has seen a map of this area, or was that just Andira that saw above?
A 23. Okay, so look. So hold on. Let's go 23, 16, 18 versus a nat 1 with the 2 fails.
Can I add to this as well? So I have the Wanderer background, which means I have an excellent memory for maps and geography, and I can always recall the general layout of terrain, settlements, and other features around you.
Yeah, I'll give that to you. So
I also have that background, actually.
Okay, so this is
Me too.
throw out. So that is a group success. Then this is stuff you need to throw out at me when we do this. If you can remember, it's no problem at all. It's all good. It's all good.
After we failed.
After like 5 minutes of backtracking and switchbacking, everyone stops for a second and looks at them and goes, "Hold on a second, we're really fucking good at this." And then your whole mindset changes, and you wander through the jungle, finding the smaller trails until eventually, with a full day's travel and maybe more, you end up. You can hear
Nira's mushroom hangover for his lack of remembering what's going on.
I think this place looks quite familiar to some of you, but I'm going to paste your tokens in. Maybe one of you.
Oh, your exhaustion's gone now, right?
Yes, your point of exhaustion is gone. So as you move in, I'm going to shift ping you guys to here.
Oh, I've seen this place before.
You see what looks like a ruined structure, and the first thing you hear is a plaintive whine and a frustrated female anger and rage as you can see through these 2 front ruined palisade doors. Wow, what looks like some sort of creature in the middle of the fountain. As I do a little remix of it, you can see there now as this just this white, ghostly apparition of a creature. Looks like maybe they once too stood resplendent as part of a fountain. Looks like maybe they once too held an overflowing cup aloft to the heavens as water rushed out in deference and celebration of some deity long past. And as you look in, you can see now on the top of this structure, this ruined fountain, what looks like some sort of very ornate platinum crown. It's more like just a very, very delicate, less a crown and more a very delicate headpiece. You can see she's reaching for it, her hands pass through it, and she screams, "Ah! Ah!" And again, and then she drifts around. She drifts out of sight. And you hear, "What is this? What is this?" I'm just going to refresh my roll 20 because I think it's gone a little bit bananas. And you hear this, "What's this? What is this? I smell the blood in the dreams of mortals. I smell hope. I smell fear. I smell anger. I smell life." She moves out now. You can see now as she weaves, almost like her head leading the way. She spies you through these open palisade gates. And she screams.
What reaction is Andira having at the minute?
Yeah, I'd love to.
Are they gearing to attack, or are they?
If they're coming this way, we are for sure. There's no hesitation. With my bonus action, I'm going to use Blessing of the Raven Queen to teleport beyond the palisades.
Okay, cool. So do you know what? Then I think with the heads up that you all got, I think we should just go straight into initiative. Because she was about to do a scream and you were about to do your Blessing of the Raven's Queen. So I think we'll negate the two of them and we'll go straight into turn order. Because she gave you a heads up, and I feel like we should just let the dice decide this.
Oh, fuck me.
Oh, that's a lot of ones.
I rolled 20, it stopped working.
Oh, it's down as a banshee, but it's not a banshee.
Yeah, I didn't roll that. It was roll 20 that went wrong.
Oh, actually. Does Lucky give me...
You can see what I based it off. Let's get the turn order out here. Yeah, it's a Mortal Queen there. That's kind of annoying. It didn't do that. Didn't do it in the thing. Anyway, do you know what? I'm going to remove the Mortal Queen. I'm going to click her. I'm going to go. Go from there.
Oh, one thing I forgot to mention in the level up, Dave, as well,
Yeah.
is my unarmed strikes count as magical for the purpose of overcoming resistance and immunity to non-magical attacks and damage.
Oh, nice. Okay. So, if everyone's in,
Good timing.
the morning is about to begin. So, oh my God, look at Hethar Helder as always, top of the fucking initiative order. Do you know what? Let's kill this jungle rune. Let's leave it on, and then do you know what we'll do? We'll do a little bit of Witch Mountain if we have it. Boom.
Witch Mountain.
That one over there. Okay, so as she moves through, her head sort of leading the way, you see now these dark pits beneath this sort of white wisping cowl. It's hard to tell which part of this undead and ghostly apparition is hair and which is maybe funereal robes or whatever else. But as she looks there, her eyes distend and her hair stands on end and she screams. But first up, Hethar Helder, what would you like to do? She's currently hovering 25 feet from the ground.
Oh, she's up in the air. Okay, so she is going to, when the sheet opens, take her little longbow that she has.
You could now move your mic a little bit closer to your mouth. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Get a little bit more Hethar.
She will take her little longbow that she has.
Yeah. Oh.
And if it's up in the air, because she doesn't want to get too close, she'll take a step forward though, and then use her longbow and see if anything hits, because she knows they're magical, so it's probably not gonna work.
Oh no, that's a not one, Hethar. Can I get
my God!
Can I get a D100, please? Because over here in this side of the house, we use critical fumble and hit tables.
Please don't break my bow. I granted to you. I like that bow.
That's a 40. Let's see what happens with a 40. Where I've got it's pinned. Critical hit.
Maybe I'll just go that way and just be like, oh shit.
Weapon attack fumble. 40. You miss an attack and gaze upon the chaos of the battle, causing your confidence to falter. Disadvantage on your next attack roll against any target. So that is your extra attack. So you now disadvantage on your second attack.
I mean, she'll give it a go again.
Sure.
One last try.
That is a 16 to hit. See what this creature's AC is. Its AC is 15. That is a hit, even with disadvantage.
Nice.
You feel
Nice.
your first miss just shakes your confidence, but then you feel that bubbling rage within, and you kneel down, take a knee, and it hits for 5 piercing. Is this magical damage?
No, it's not.
Oh, okay. I thought the bow was magical. Oh.
No, I don't think it is.
Just regular longbow.
It's gonna take half that. It's down. It takes 2 points of damage. As this arrow shoots through, and you almost see this like little wisp. You see this little wisp of whatever white energy or necrotic or ghostly apport just sail harmlessly into the air. It does look like you've mildly damaged it. What would you like to do? Anything else you got?
No, she's going to reevaluate. She'll
Or reevaluate. As you reevaluate, it is the Mournful Queen's turn. as she looks down, and she looks with these gates open. She is going to use her Visage of Grief, but she's going to move a step closer to here. And as she drifts closer, again, you see just the hair, this ghostly this ghostly vision of her eyes just expand. And as her eyes expand and her mouth expands terrifyingly long, you can see these white fangs begin to grow and grow and grow. And she throws these ghostly hands wide. Screeches, and in that screech you hear eons of frustration, of anger, of fear, of sorrow and regret and hatred, as she's going to use her Visage of Grief. Each non-undead creature within 60 feet of the mournful queen that can see her must succeed in a DC 13 wisdom saving throw or be frightened for a minute. A frightened creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of its turn with disadvantage if the mournful queen is within line of sight, ending the effect on itself.
Was that a straight wisdom?
It is a DC 13 wisdom saving throw.
I have advantage on that with Brave.
That's fine.
So let's see.
Dun, 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 dun. So how are we looking?
21.
Good.
21, 18.
Nero, you're not getting shrooms again. It does not do well for you.
9.
Nero,
The
9.
residue of the
Unfortunately,
mushrooms is still plugged down in Nero's head.
Nero, you feel just your legs begin to quiver and your whole body shakes. And as that happens and you feel that fear kick in, she eyes you up, her eyes, and her hand just drifts out and she goes, "There you are." And you see a hunger in her eyes as she drifts towards you now, certain your fear will now make you more vulnerable to her abilities and her attacks. As she's now going to circumvent everyone and go straight for you. Oh, hey, thanks D8 Dungeon for jumping in.
Hey,
I was on to Declan. So, thanks a million for jumping in, guys. Dopes and Dragons are here.
Help us.
Yeah, Dungeon are here. Faye Earth is here. Thank you so much for jumping in. And guys, can we just say that if I don't know if guests can. Here's thank you. Cool. If you guys, or maybe Christian can allow our guests to post the link to their donation. That would be great.
Yes.
We could all help
Please
that
do.
as well.
Yeah.
It would be brilliant. We can maybe top it up because I've heard from a good source that the donation option is going to stay open for a little bit later tonight.
Fantastic. And we're getting very close last
so
night.
I will be donating once we get off stream. But while we're on stream, I have some player characters to kill. And as she does that was her that was one of her actions to do that. I think she is going to use her bonus action and dissipate.
Now, Dave, talk me through what the result of me failing that wisdom saving throw
Oh, I will
was.
when she hits you. But
Oh, right, it doesn't hit me. I'm not.
But for
it's
right
just
now, you're just frightened.
the magic mushrooms in my system are still bubbling up.
So for right now, as you see, and I'm going to shift see this creature, and as you see her face just these blackened pits for eyes, and she screams, "Ah!" And her hair, and again you feel eons of hate and centuries of frustration and fear and terror and anger and hurt and sadness as she looks at you. You just feel your loins just quiver, and you feel
Anything
some,
but my loins, Dave.
you feel some hot,
Not my
some hot
loins.
liquid run down the inside of your leg as you look at her. But then she is going to use her dissipate as a bonus action. Now, if you want to retake the saving throw at the end of your turn, if you see her, you're at disadvantage.
All right.
So, but right now, as I go back to here, the Mournful Queen uses a bonus action to disengage, and will use any remaining movement to move out of Malika. Sorry, I thought that. No, that's my mistake. She will not do that. She's going to stay there. That was the wrong ability. But anyway, moving on. Nera, you're up. What'd you like to do?
She's done her terrifying visage.
That was
thing.
her action to do that, yeah.
And the result of that, for me failing the saving throw, is that I'm afraid of her.
You now have the frightened condition.
Shit. So that means I actually can't go any closer to her.
You can't go any closer, no.
And I'm a monk, and my whole jam is getting beside people and punch
What's
them
the problem?
Looks like the monk
Throw
is
a rock or something.
Yeah, right? Yeah.
Make sure it's a magical rock.
Deflect a few missiles or something. It'll be fine.
Hold on until I shuffle some papers here.
Yeah, deflect missiles.
No,
plenty of
Nera
that.
has... Yeah, no, Nera does have some darts, some dort. Nera's got some dort.
Some dort.
Pronounced dort. Do you know what? I could throw a dort, but I think Nera's going to pull out that crazy ass dagger of returning that.
Oh, okay, the cursed dagger of returning.
I believe it's the cursed dagger of returning now at this stage.
Shit, okay, I hope someone
I think we
Yes, it
swapped,
is.
didn't we?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is.
In for a penny, in for your pound.
I will hate my
Nera
friend.
is chaos personified. You can have a bit of this, you fucking bitch! And he fires the dagger of returning at her.
Okay, so roll to hit. Right, you're disadvantaged to attack a creature that you're afraid of. That is
Alright,
11.
well, I don't know if I need to go disadvantaging at that, but sure, let's see how bad it
But
can
no,
get.
it will affect. So 11. So the way the cursed dagger of returning works is you subtract the difference between your attack roll and the needed armor class, which was 15. So that's 4. So I need you to make a DC 12 dexterity saving throw plus 4. I believe that's how we did it. So it's a DC 16 dexterity saving throw, or you will take the damage.
So the dagger flies back at me, is
Yes.
that right? Now, can I make an argument that my monk deflect missiles ability can
So
help
you can
me out
certainly
here?
try.
Right, I'm gonna pop that into the chat in some
So first off, before
brazen hope. That this is
before
gonna
you do
happen.
that, if you need a key point for that, is that a key
I
point
don't
thing?
think so. No, you can use your
Well, it's a
reaction
key point to throw it back. Yeah, cool.
Yeah,
All right,
no,
cool. So
yeah.
all right, so first off, I need a DC 16 dexterity saving throw, or you're going to take. Let's just see if you make it first.
16 dex saving throw.
Yeah, I'm coming.
I'm not. Am I at disadvantage in any way? Or is
I
that
think
just
so. No.
I think that's just attack rolls.
Yeah, let's go with that. That's great. Thanks.
Yeah, grand. So you throw it; it just sails around this creature and shoots back, and you just dodge it, and all of a sudden it's on the ground behind you. Anything else you'd like to do?
Cower in
Missed
fear.
Cower and fear,
Is that a
bonus action. And
Bonus
Dira,
action.
servant to the Raven Queen, what would you like to do? This undead monstrosity now has revealed their full fury and the pure negativity of their existence in your
Sorry,
face.
can I just say
What's the
Nira
next
is going to
challenge?
go over behind his pillar to just kind
Certainly
of
can, yeah.
cower in fear.
Terror and fear. Nice.
And how far off the ground is it at this point again?
25 feet.
25 feet. Well, that's just enough. Yeah, we're going to carry on as planned. Indira is going to use her bonus action to cast Blessing of... Or, no, it's not a spell. She's going to use her Blessing of the Raven Queen and just kind of explode in this cloud of black feathers and reappear 30 feet up, 5 feet above this creature.
Yeah.
And then they are going to make some swings with their glaive while they're in the air. The first one is going to be a booming blade. That's the glaive. 27 to hit.
27 as a hit. Its AC is 15.
Wonderful. And that's going to be with an additional 1d8 thunder damage from Booming Blade, and if it moves on its next turn, so that's another 8 thunder damage. It's going to take another 2d8 if it moves, and I get a second attack as part of my subclass. So I'm going to make another one with the packed weapon. This is a 26 that time to hit. for another
36.
12 points of magical slashing damage.
So what's the total there? 12 and 15 is 37.
27 plus 8 thunder damage, plus another 2d8 if it moves.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, it's these two massive strikes just swing by and just, you can see now, it shrieks out in pain and outrage. As you can see now, it looks down and it looks around. And it shrieks, "Come to me, my sisters."
And as Andy starts to come back down to the ground after using her blessing of the Raven Queen, she too takes on this sort of ghostly, ethereal kind of visage, starting to glow with this green light, and she gains resistance to all damage till the start of her next turn.
Okay, Phoenix, you're up. And before this happens, she's going to use a legendary action, and out of these rooms step, for all intents and purposes, just look like, and I'm going to use other old tokens, just look like villagers or helpers or some sort of maybe servants. It's hard to tell. And as she looks at them, you can see her arms just stretching out. "Just come to me. Come." And you can see now their faces just begin to just drift off their forms. And as she seems to absorb these two creatures, they seem to be ghostly versions of themselves. And almost like they're echoes of servants past. She just absorbs their being or their non-being. But can I get, sure, it may as well be Andy, can I get you to roll 4d6, please?
4d6 coming at you, boss.
Roll low. Oh no.
As she
13.
heals 13 hit points. Sorry, that's plus. You can see now her form begin to just grow and billow out and just become more substantial in this wind. As she looks down and she goes, "A creature of the Raven Queen, I see. You will be the first to die." Phoenix.
I've heard that one before.
Okay. 60 feet. Okay, cool. So, yeah, Phoenix is just like, "Do you know what? I don't like you. And here, I need you to give me a dex save, please."
A dex save.
Yeah.
Do,
For her.
do. Here we go. That is a 10.
So she fails. So she is now fairy fired.
Oh, nice. Okay. What was the DC?
16.
16. So even a boon won't help me there. Okay,
No.
so what does your fairy fire look like?
So just like the glitter that's constantly surrounding me and coming off of my wings, it's like that above it. So these multicolored sparkles just rain down from above her and land all over her.
Okay, nice.
So she is very fired, and then I'm just going to kind of dip in behind this wall.
Okay. All right. So and then that's it for you.
That is it for me. Yeah.
On her second legendary action, what she does, she stretches her arms wide, and you feel now, Hethar and Dira, what looked like that effect that she had on whatever creatures lived here. You feel like she's drawing life essence from you now, and I need a Wisdom saving throw, DC 13.
Oh God.
Could I use my inspiration on that, please?
You sure can. It's a 9.
Oh, no.
Failed. Okay. Can I get you both to subtract a hit dice and roll it for me, and she will regain that amount in hit points.
Neat.
As you feel her draw on your life essence,
my god.
she heals 5 hit points.
I'm so sorry.
A 12
From
total.
Hethar.
12 total.
So 12 total, 5 and another 7. Hethar and Dira, you feel almost like you just this energy from that long rest before the night before you and when you left this magical tower the Phoenix created. Your spirit's bolstered, but while you may not have known where you were going, your curiosity and your concern still high, you did feel ready to fight and ready to go. Now you feel some of that rejuvenated energy just drawn from you, and you see now her face in this impossible smile. She looks at you. She goes, "More! I want more!" So don't forget to subtract those hit dice from your hit dice pool. If you guys hit 0 hit dice, you are dead.
Oof. Oh.
Oh my.
So don't forget, if you were down hit dice before you took the long rest last night, you got half of your hit dice back. Phelim, how are all those hit dice you used?
Yeah, just counting them back down again.
Yeah. And Phelim, with that short sword in your hand, for the first time, you almost feel it for a second turn in your direction, and then you withstand it and you beat it. But yeah, that's her second legendary action, second of 2. So that's it. We're up to Sir Phoenix. That was it for you. So up to Phelim. Phelim, can you explain to the gang what you did last session? You found, what is it called? A bloodshed
short sword. Which is a short sword with a string of runes along the thicker part of the blade. And when I attacked the last day against that fell thing, I did just kind of pinch my finger against the blade to let some blood run into it and activated, I suppose, the runes, and was able to, in real life, I suppose, add my hit dice towards the attack roll and the remainder of whatever I chose for damage as well. So
you can add your hit dice to the damage pool.
Yeah. So I don't
use all of them.
Yeah, I did. And on top of that, I suppose I don't want to give too much away, but I certainly felt a connection with the weapon.
The weapon would have pretty much remained dormant until the point where you chose to use all of your hit dice to pump into it to do massive damage. You could have gone this whole campaign without it ever becoming sentient, but on pretty much one of the first combat you used it, it became sentient, and it hungers now, but also it's very aware of what just happened to the creatures around it, and you feel almost a sense of disdain from this weapon now, as it feels slippery in your grasp, whereas once before it matched itself to your little pudgy halfling fingers, and it was ready. You almost felt like it led the way in the swings against this creature. Now you feel like it's a leaden weight, and it senses your weakness, Phelim, and it senses how close you are to death, and a part of you realized it wants to be sunk deep into your own chest.
Okay.
What would you like to do?
What I'm going to do first is just taking a look at the walls and the gates. How solid are they? Like, I know looking over here, it looks like there might be.
So anywhere the wall is broken and you can see through, there's no black. With the dynamic lighting, you can make your way through. So if your token is not blocked by the dynamic lighting, you can move through. I'm not going to say it's difficult terrain. It's just pretty terrain.
Okay. And the front doors or front gates, how solid are they looking?
They're rotten and hanging off the hinges. Old palisade doors look like they were maybe made after the fact. Whereas maybe once you can see there's like large piles of stone underneath them on one side that have been sort of, if you drag a door, it kind of scrapes all the stone with it, and you can see now that like maybe these gates were put up a long time later, maybe by a group of people who want to defend themselves in this ruined, almost like they A-teamed it years later and tried to make it defensible.
Okay. Grant, well, what I'm going to try and do, 5, 10, 15, is try and just barge straight through them gates. Physically.
Oh, they're open. Yeah, you can get to them, no problem at all.
I can, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I'll move to about here. And I will give a swing. With the slippery feeling in my hand, I'll go with the other one first, which is...
Okay.
It is a...
Can I get a wisdom saving throw? DC is 12.
Oh, wisdom.
You hear a voice inside your head.
No! I strike first. First and always. Me.
I hate to be that guy, but what height is that?
Oh, it's
Is she
25
at?
feet, yeah.
She's up high, is she?
Yeah, she is. Sorry,
25. Yeah.
sorry,
Okay.
I thought you had some way to get up there.
My apologies.
Okay,
What I'll do
that's
is
right.
I'll...
So yeah, you can change it around.
5, 10, 15, 20. I'm going to just dash then to 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, which is my normal movement at the moment. And then I'm going to use the rest of my dashes to get to this is where she was originally, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a look in there and see if there's anything of interest in there.
Hovering above this central fountain area, you can see now there's this very, very delicate, almost ghostly apparition of this platinum circlet that would go on one's head. Clearly a vision or an apparition of something that was worn by royalty that maybe lived or ruled this area millennia ago or eons ago. You can see now that this was the thing that she was screeching at and trying to grab. It seems like she's been trying to snatch this thing off the top of the fountain for what must seem like an eternity for her.
Okay. Given what I know about Phoenix and the way that looks a little bit kind of not entirely of this world in Phantom's eyes, where is Phoenix?
I'm hiding behind a wall.
I'll just shout. I'll just call Phoenix. Phoenix! Something here you might be able to grab.
On my way, boss.
And that's it. That's all I'll do.
Okay, so as you run past this, you do get this sensation in your mind.
No. We are creatures of battle. We are born for war. We are forged in destruction.
And can I get a DC 12 wisdom saving throw, please?
Yeah. Can I reply to it?
Yeah.
I'll say you are a tool of war and I am a master of war.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So I might roll twice there. Why have
So it's a DC 12 wisdom saving throw, not a survival.
My apologies. Can't get
Right.
through a single session without rolling the wrong thing.
Okay.
Oh
done.
my
6.
goodness.
And you hear this voice in your head.
You are my tool now. I am the superior being.
And you feel the urge to re-enter the battle. I'm not going to take agency away from your character. I'm not going to say that that you do anything, but you do feel the urge to re-enter the battle. That's all. I'm not going to make you attack anyone.
Yeah, no, that's fair. Oh, if I feel that urge, I will use the remainder of my movement. Which
If you have it, yeah, definitely.
I do, yeah. What I was using dash, so that will continue on, I'm assuming. And I used about 15, so I've got about 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll bring me to about here.
Okay. Nice. If that's it for you, Torvig, you're up.
Yeah.
Torvig is, while she's been doing these things, was she wearing any kind of crown, or was that she was just trying to get to that crown?
You could see she's probably just trying to get to that crown.
Right, she's not
Would have
wearing
been
it.
one of
Okay.
the first things you saw.
All right, that's fine. So he will start with taking a couple of shots at her.
Okay. Roll to hit.
So that first shot is a 23.
23 is a hit.
He will use a bonus action to drop favored foe on her.
Yeah.
So that for damage total, that is 12 points total.
Okay, yeah, this
All
magic arrow
magic,
shoots through. You just
of
see-
which 1 is psychic and 11 is magic.
yeah. Let's see how she feels about psychic damage, shall we?
Don't forget you have that advantage.
I do have that advantage. You're absolutely
Oh,
right.
we're
Thank
fixing
you.
for a crit here.
Nay.
I mean, we've got to these points.
Mm-hmm.
I totally forgot. Thank you. It should be rolling.
By the way, the irony isn't lost on me that a fairy cast fairy fire.
Hey.
We love it.
So we're waiting for
I've
that
hit,
to kick
I've hit
in.
it again, so I'll take if it comes to rolls
So
twice.
it's
I'll just take
25. It's fine. So it's still a hit.
it's still the 12 points.
12
plus
points,
1.
which I'm pretty sure I took off. So she does not have any resistance or devilment when it comes to psychic damage. So as you just release an arrow.
So take a second.
Yeah.
Get another arrow forms in the bow, and we'll take another shot. With the advantage now ticked.
26 to
Nice.
26. You can click the longbow and let's see what damage you do.
So I just switched it off Dreadful Strike. So that's 15 magical piercing.
15. So yeah, with that, with those 2 shots, you can see now these 2 arrows shoot through her. And again, instead of these sort of pitiful, piercing attacks that Hethar did, you can see now that it's almost like someone's throwing a stone through candy floss instead, and it's
You'll see these
large
copper twists just basically pull out and just whisk parts of it off.
as you see just these large lumps of her now shoot out past, and she screeches in agony, but still you can see she hungers for something, someone who's weaker.
50, 20, 25, 30, 35. We'll get into there on this movement.
Okay, what else
And
you'd like to do?
that's his turn entirely. Thank you.
Moving on, Catherine, you're back. What'd you like to do?
How tall are the boxes that are there beside her?
What, there?
Yeah.
I'm going to say they're heavily decayed,
Oh.
which would probably be more of an issue if you were wearing the armor that you used to wear.
Yeah.
But they're large crates, so let's say 6 feet by 6 feet. Maybe, do you know what? Roll a d6 and let's see how big they are cubed. So 1d6, and this is the size each crate is. 5. They're 5-foot cubes, so it's 10 foot high.
And she's 25. Mm.
I like where this is going.
think
Gotta
she's
reward
gonna-
this.
Yeah, I think she's gonna give it a go because she does have a magical item. And one question as well: if she decides to rage, could she still use the magical item? I know you can't do spells or anything, but with magical items,
What's the magical item she wants to use?
the flame-tongued longsword?
If it's a magical weapon, you can use it to pokey poke and strikey strike as much as you want.
Okay, so that's what she's gonna do. She's going to 5, 10, 15. Oh, she can't move.
So that's 15 feet to get there. It's going to be
Stuck.
another 10 feet to get up. I'm not going to make you climb. I'm not going to take that. So that's 25.
Okay, then she's gonna.
So what's the rest of your movement?
See,
5
she was-
feet. So I will say that higher one is over here.
Yeah, I can't move the token thing. It's
So,
not.
so if you alt move the token.
I think it's stuck in the wall.
Yeah, I think she's stuck.
Sorry. Oh, I see. Oh, why it's there. So let's just say that you're
She's not having a good day.
there. Sorry, that you're there. That's just my dynamic light. Let me go and delete that for the tree. Actually, there's no point in having that. Give me 1 second. Go into the light, and I will just select that. And hopefully don't delete Hethar. No, it's there. So that should be easier to do now.
Yes, there. She can.
To
move
there.
now.
I'm going to say you got
She's
5
there.
feet. So we're going to measure this from the center of your token. But I think you could be able to do this.
She might do. She might be just getting prepared now.
We're gonna go line. Okay. So we go alt, and we'll go do. Yeah, I think you're gonna have to prepare.
No, that ring. That's not. Never mind. No. Yeah, she's just gonna have to prepare. She'll get her flame tongue sword out. But what she could do is use her damage dagger of returning on her while she's up there.
I think
You've got the good dagger.
Yeah,
We
you've
switched
got
them out.
yeah,
I
the
took the
actual dagger, Charlebuff.
Oh,
because
okay.
I
It
can do
hasn't
the
changed.
I can do the catchy thing, so I gave you the good one and I took the cursed one because I knew I could catch it when it came back.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. So it never changed there.
So you can roll to it with the dagger of returning, my friend.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to change that though because it's damage.
21 to hit is a hit. As you just see Catherine just climbs on these boxes now. And you feel just this rotten wood and just this woodworm planks begin to just sort of give way beneath your feet. And as you climb up higher and higher and higher, you're like, this is not going to last long. And like, but you know you don't have the time or the strength or the wherewithal to get there. So you pull out your dagger and you throw it. It hits for 9 magical piercing. And she looks at you and screeches. And then you kind of stand there now on these balancing on these moldy crates. Can I get it?
She's gonna try to find her balance as best she can because she doesn't have the armor now that she's lighter. She's like, oh my god, I can stand here and not break things as easily.
So I feel like we're gonna need an acrobatics check for this.
Oh no.
DC is only 10. Don't roll a 1.
Just tell me that.
14. Yeah, as one plank just crushes under the weight of your heavy boot, you can just shift your weight, and now you're planning, almost rocking this tower of boxes back and forth, getting ready for the moment when you're going to throw yourself at this creature. If that is it for Hethar.
Yeah, she's just going to prepare her flamethrower longsword and stare down this bitch.
Oh, as the mournful queen looks at you and she goes,
I will have time for you later. Now, my child.
10, 15.
Oh, don't move.
As she knows, she saw where Nero went. She senses your fear.
Before you do anything, can I ask a question?
You sure can.
I think, did you say I could do a roll at the end of my turn to see if I got out of the thingy jobbies that she had? Was that
yes, you could, and you couldn't see her then. So that
also she's gonna take 2d8 thunder damage as she.
Okay, give me that 2d8.
10.
10 points. Oof. She's taking the hits. Okay, so you can remake that DC 13. Wisdom saving throw, yeah.
Nira can.
Yeah. At the end of your turn, which was. Hold on.
No, I had ducked behind the wall before.
Yeah, so it will be at the end of your next turn. So you are still scared of her. And now you will have disadvantage as she moves towards you. And now, unfortunately, her attacks are going to do a lot more damage, but she is going to do Kiss of Death.
That sounds lovely.
The target was a 13 constant. It's a 19 to hit. Is that it?
Nice. Say that again, sorry.
Does a 19 hit?
Does.
Okay.
Is
so
it a spell?
No, this is an attack. The target must succeed in a DC 13 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, the target's hit points are reduced to 0. On a success, the creature takes 46 plus 3 necrotic damage, and its hit point maximum is reduced by an amount equal to that damage. This reduction lasts until the target finishes a long rest. The target dies if this effect reduces its hit point maximum to 0. So, as she just
run that past me again.
I will in a second. I'm gonna narrate the scene first. You see these long, distended, ghostly claws, almost like she's spider climbing around, and she is dropped to your level now. She's ground level as she crawls around here, and you see her again, ghost, like the ghost in the library of the Ghostbusters. She just, her whole face just expands, and then you feel these talons claw into your head, and she reaches towards you, her mouth agape, and just her lips touch yours, and you're going to take. So you take first off 23 necrotic damage.
Oof.
Straight off the bat.
Right off the bat.
Before I do anything.
Yeah.
Oh, don't like that. Okay.
Sorry, no.
23.
No, you don't. That's my bad. So you can pop that back up. I need a DC 13 con save. Sorry, I'm forgetting how to use my own creature here.
Oh, sorry.
That was there 19.
That's a fucking 19.
So you are going to take 23 necrotic points. You're going to take 23 necrotic.
Holy shit!
But had you failed that save, you would have been reduced to 0 hit points.
Is this half damage?
No, on a success you take 46 plus 3.
That definitely would have reduced me to 0, and that would have been I think that I caught bits of what you said, and it sounded like that would have
okay,
been,
so basically what would have happened, right, before you take the damage, so that 23 is the 46 plus 3. So you would have just taken, if you'd have failed to save, you would have gone to 0 hit points.
Mm-hmm.
So because you didn't fail to save, you took 23 necrotic damage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, but that's off your hit point maximum as well.
Oh.
Yeah, if your hit point maximum goes to 0, you dead.
That's what would have happened.
Yeah,
I would have been.
So that's her kiss of death.
Dave's throwing some second edition shit at us now.
Yeah, big time. She's going to use her bonus action to dissipate. So she's going to use her disengage and move any remaining movement. She has, I think, 10 feet. She's going to move to there. That's all she can do. Nira, what would you like to do?
Cry?
Bonus action. Free action.
Bonus action, rock back and forth. So I am.
You're still frightened.
Still frightened. And frightened means I can't move towards her. So what am I dealing with here beside me? This is a tower, a gate tower.
Yep.
This whole stone wall is kind of, or is there a roof over this, or is this kind of a courtyard?
It is. No, it's completely ruined and broken in.
Okay, right. Well, I suppose I'm going to move away from her, kind of over to here, kind of a place. And
Did you always have white fur? I don't know.
it was a lot of fuck. It was less white now a few minutes ago. I'm going to try and move inside the space.
Okay.
And I think without getting closer to her, circle around. I'd love to fucking go and punch her, but that's not an option. I'm not going to risk throwing that dagger again. I think I'm going to try and go for that crown thing.
Okay.
So I would like to use my variety of speed-based abilities to run at that thing, jump, and grab it. How high is it off the ground?
So this thing will maybe be 20 feet off the ground. She was 25, snatching at it.
I would like to do all of the things. I've got Step of the Wind, which says if I use that, I can spend a key point to use that, and my jump. Now it says my jump distance is doubled, so I don't know if that involves jumping up. I also have a climbing speed that's equal to my moving speed. So if there's any
climb up
towers or walls, I'd like to parkour up off that kind of stuff.
You can certainly do that. That is no problem at all. So look, how much of your
if it could be as
your
dramatic
movement
as
did you
possible, that'd be
use?
awesome as well.
Yeah, of course it will. Of course we're going to do that. So how much of that movement did you use to get from there? So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 to get to there?
I would, probably about that.
Okay, so use the rest of your movement
happy
to get me to where you want to try this parkour maneuver.
Yeah, so I'm guessing like the tree maybe, or this wall over here, whatever it is. I have to get up high enough that I can bounce off it and get down
I will say that this, the fountain is it's kind of ruined, but it is. There's parts of it that are still 20 foot high, and they're almost like strangled by these vines and growths and vines and things. So you could probably just use your climbing speed to climb up.
Yeah, if that's the case, again,
you want to make it look cool as shit, I'm totally here for it as well.
Well, look, Nero would never, do something just straightforward if he could like bounce off something.
Let's
do
do
a backwards
it.
flip.
Show me where you're going.
But with my feline agility, with my bonus action step with the wind, and with my regular action dash, I'm happy to, because I'm not able to attack her.
Yeah,
I'm moving as far as I can away from her, so Nero will dump all those into like doubling and tripling whatever he needs to do to get over there. So parkour, all the way up and across. Oh, I can't move that through that line. There's a line there. I can't move through. Oh, got through it.
Walls, pesky
Well, lines, my greatest enemy. And will therefore jump up around things and maybe kind of like jump. If he's just climbing up it and grabbing it and clambering back down, that's fine. Otherwise, it's an awful wall jumping through the space and
that is no problem at all. Yeah, and as you, I'm just going to set up my dog again. Silky, come on, here, come.
Love Nero's cool moves.
There we go. Here we go. Good girl. Hey, you're sorted now.
It might even use the little plank to like hoverboard off a wall.
Again. There we go. You can parkour off the walls, and you kind of scramble up and clamber up, and as you do so, your hand just climb up and you launch yourself towards this ghostly apparition of a crown. Your hand passes right through it, and then you find yourself. Can I get a dexterity saving throw, please?
Oh, Jesus.
You sure can.
20 feet from the ground. If you have slow
19.
or any kind of monk ability, now's the time to use
it. I have slow fall, so I can use my reaction when I fall to reduce any falling damage by an amount equal to my 5 times monk level.
So what are we now?
30 points of damage.
30 points, yeah. You no problem. You just like, and then you just like a cat, like you begin to fall on your back, and then your whole body just turns around real quick, and you just land 3-point landing wherever you want side of that. But now you know that you cannot wrap your hands around this thing. It seems to be some sort of ghostly apparition. Is that it for Nera?
That doesn't have anything to do, or not. It doesn't have anything to do with. I mentioned that my attacks are magical. That wouldn't affect it or anything like that.
No,
like my hands are essentially kind of magical things. My glitter claws. Glitter claws are full sparkle claws now.
Nope.
It's Santa Claus's brother.
Yeah. Okay, moving on. If that's it for Nera, we're up to Andira.
And
sorry, can I do that? Can I do that roll to see if I can reduce or get rid of?
You don't need to. You can, like, it would have been 2d6 damage, but you can reduce.
No, the frightened damage. Condition against her.
Course. Yeah,
I can see her now.
My bad. Yeah, of course.
And that is, what's that?
It is a DC 13 Wisdom saving throw. I think you can still see her.
Fucking
no, you are still frightened of her, and you can see as she just peers through these doors, her gaze and her eyes are set on you, and she means to.
She turns around and gives me the finger guns.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. We're up to Andira.
And she's pretty close to the ground now, right? Because she just tried to kiss her.
Yeah, she's ground level. Yeah.
Oh, that changes things.
Oh shit!
Andy is going to charge forward and kind of get ready to heft the glaive up and over. With her bonus action, she's going to cast Branding Smite at 3rd level. And we're going to make 2 attacks with our packed weapon at advantage because of Fairy Fire.
Yeah.
We are going to throw a Booming Blade onto the first attack, and both are going to be Great Weapon Master attacks.
Wow. It's a lot.
Yeah. So at advantage for both. 19 and a 21.
2 hits.
Okay. So the first one. So all the magical slashing altogether is 14, plus 1d8 for booming
Not
blade,
looking great here.
plus another 3d8. So 4d8 altogether from the branding smite and the booming blade. For another 20 points of damage, and they're both
Takes
great
a
weapons.
massive chunk out of her. Oh, sorry.
But they're both great weapon master attacks, so one of them might not have hit. It would be 14 and 16 on both.
For the 16. Sorry, hold on. That's another 14 and 16 points damage?
No, because I used both for great weapon master, so whenever I make an attack, I need to subtract 5.
Their AC is 15, so the 14 wouldn't hit.
Okay, so we'll do just the one. So 7 magical slashing plus
Yep,
the
good, if you
20
wanna
extra magical damage.
Guarantee an extra hit.
Ooh, actually, yeah, we'll do that. And we'll just keep it as is. Sorry for the
Keep it as
confusion,
is.
folks.
That's okay. I'm easily confused. Anything else you'd like to do?
Okay, so all in would be 14 magical slashing plus the 20 for the branding smite and the booming blade, plus another 20 points of damage for both great weapon master hits.
Okay, so I haven't factored those in then. So, Andira.
54 all in.
Yeah, well, 54. Wow. This brings this creature to 0. How does Andira finish this creature?
As she draws the blade through for the second hit, she kind of twists, and it looks as if it gets caught in this thing's torso, and she reaps the soul out of this being using her accursed specter ability, and she is going to trap it as a specter until it dies, or we next take a long rest.
That is so fucking cool.
You're going to trap it as a specter.
So I think it reappears probably in the same form, but it takes the stat block of a specter from the monster manual.
Undead minions for the win.
How long does that last?
It lasts until it dies, or we next take a long rest when I can then use it again on the next humanoid or undead humanoid.
Let me go to my little...
Can we call it Bob 2.0?
You sure can. So I'm gonna grab out.
R.I.P. Bob.
I'm gonna grab out.
He survived.
Here. He did. Wow. Okay,
yes.
that changes things a little bit, and well, not really, but you know, let's see where the monsters. What? Spectre. I'm gonna drag you out a spectre right now.
Thank you.
Boop. There's a spectre there. So it is right there.
Wunderbar.
And I'll give you the control of it. So, as you do this, you see now just almost like as if she knew these final blows were coming. You almost see her eyes, black sockets, just almost like they're rolling back in their own voids. And she looks at you and she goes, yes. Let me rest. And as you do that, the blade strikes down and she dissipates into nothing. These white wisps and milky cream, just it's almost like strips of fabric and water just begin to just drift off in the air. And then you hear this, almost as if this specter is torn from your own body, and you feel your life energy just almost like it's trying to pull it with you. And this is the first time you've done it, but it hurts and it stings and it's cold and it's painful and you but as that passes, you feel in control and you feel a sense of power. She looks at you in this new form. She looks at the sky. You got long. And that's where we're going to leave it for tonight. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in. We love you all. And thank you, everyone, for donating to our friends in D8 Dungeon who did their stream for the Irish Cancer Society. I wonder are we rating someone? Was Christian asking in the Zoom chat there?
He was asking us to suggest someone. Because we won't go to D8 Dungeon, and obviously they came to us.
Yeah, so can we maybe find someone who's in the D&D category with one viewer? I think it would be nice to do.
Let's have a quick look.
Oh, yeah.
I got Band of Badgers with 5 viewers.
Ooh.
Let's go for Band of Badgers. Anyone that, Badger. Mushroom.
Oh, yes.
Okay, Band of Badgers with 5 viewers. Let's do it. Okay, anyway, thank you everyone very much. Thanks to my wonderful players for kicking ass, and thanks to D8 Dungeon for the raid. We love you all, and we will see you in 4 weeks' time.
Bye all.
Bye.
Bye.